Good evening. Somewhat annoyingly, both of my co-casters are currently in a game of Dota. So there is Munt, level 18. There is Ashwin, level 23.
Nice jump, Alistair.
So,
Logos trattino basso trattino basso trattino basso
Yeah.
trattino basso trattino basso just resubed for 16 months.
I'm glad you quit your bad job. It is Tuesday night, right? I'm not losing my mind.
Nice jump, Alistair.
Rain Dragon 92 just resubed for 5 months. INHOUSES? INHOUSES.
Indeed. I was shocked to see in that there was a thread about someone said, is there a new PFlax announcer? Game client out of date. Okay. There is not. Or if there is, it's not something that I'm involved in. So I was very confused. Someone was like, what have you even been up to these last few years? I'm thinking, you're on the Dota 2 subreddit. I'm not being funny, but I haven't exactly been invisible. I've been at every TI since TI 3. If you haven't noticed, I don't know what more I can do. I've worked a ton of events, hosted events, and they're still like, what have you been up to? Don't make out like you care. Don't make out like, oh, I was surprised. I thought Pyrian was still around doing stuff. I had no idea. Yeah, apparently so.
Nice jump, Alistair.
Javavava 99 just resubed for 5 months. Break from uni work time.
I just found it like, I don't know if it was meant to be a nice comment, but if you haven't been following the scene at all, fair enough. But then you're active on the Dota 2 subreddit. You noticed the post. You're obviously posting. Really?
Nice jump, Alistair.
Innocentius 69 just resubed for 3 months. Pyrion.
Grazie.
What have you been up to the last few years?
It's just annoying. It's like, oh man, I loved your announcer pack. They post on the Dota 2 subreddit quite often.
Nice jump, Alistair.
Like, where have you
Vorin
been the last few
trattino
years?
basso of trattino
Here,
basso
motherfucker!
who just resubed for 2 months. It's time for Dota.
I'm not casting with any of you lads in chat. I'm sorry, but that's not going to happen. I know what I'm going to get from Ashwin and Munt and Plague. I don't know what I'm going to get from you lads. It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. Someone else said, we miss you, PFlax. What the fuck are you talking about? Grumpy Vidicus, Larry, Mephisto, Clavs, Ben, Arab, Eagle, Soups. I recognize that. Calamity Sam, is that? That profile picture is from Occultist Simulator, right? Or Cultist Simulator, whatever it's called. That game was dog shit. This is an easy dire dub, says Matey Potato. Played with Larry Llama today. He's one of those lads. He's one of those lads that you just... He's a bit of a you want to bang your head against a wall sometimes. He does some good things, and then he does some very bad things. Well, this doesn't bode well. I hope it's not me. I wonder if people know that you need to update Dota. Alright, well. Oh, we're just going to run it. Alright. So, Eri, apparently the lads' game just ended. So when this fails, can we get them in?
Whoa!
Hello.
Hello. Wait, is the lobby still open?
The lobby is open. We failed twice.
Oh, I see. Well, I'll ask Gary to get me in then. I can't. Can someone ask Gary to get me in? My Steam messaging thing is still bugged. For fuck's sake.
Who is not connecting is my question.
My game client's out of date.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Can you get stop for 1 second? Just halt everything.
This is the Dota Workshop Spring Call to Arms. I don't know what that is.
Oh yeah, this is what we were waiting for all this time.
Why is Munt in the other room? Muted and deafened. He's trying to dodge this. I know what he's like.
He is. He did explicitly say that he didn't want to do it.
Cool, then I'll just move him to AFK.
He's going to get mad at me for saying that, even though I'm just saying the truth. See, Munt would prefer to just lie.
Just say you don't want to do it. Just say you don't want to do it. Like, don't lie. I'm not stupid. He clearly doesn't want to do it.
Alright. Get Time Lord Victorious in.
I don't know who that is, and no.
That's Munt.
Wait, I mean, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. It's as simple as that.
We usually have Riley for these occasions.
Did you see the picture that someone posted on Goons of the graph from Dav's game and Joe's face? Just look at it. It's in Goons, just up a bit. They were down 20k. Look at Joe trying to figure out how the fuck this happened.
Wow.
He did 9k hero damage and 6k building damage on Brood, and they won.
Holy shit, they had such a strong team on the other guys as well. They must have just died back, or died and not had buyback or something silly. That Morphling was level 30. I guess so was the Drow. How long was this game? It's 57 minutes. Impressive.
I don't know what this connection problem is. This is the third time trying this lobby.
It's Virgin Media. Gonna blame everything temporarily on Virgin Media.
I think it might actually not be happening. I don't know what is going on.
But it must be someone, right? Because I've connected to the game. You've connected to the game.
I've got players connecting. So who is it that's not connecting?
This is not just like some random bug. This has got to be someone's fucked up.
How do we know who is not connecting?
I don't think the lads like to own up or something like that. If they didn't connect. Apparently everyone's loaded. Okay. Maybe Gabe has done something. He's put a stop to the in-houses. He's like, that's enough. You've had this day in, day out, just shoveling shit into everyone's mouth.
Well, I've left the lobby.
Okay. Doing a new lobby. Everyone did update. I hope so. I mean, I couldn't join the lobby without updating. It's always me. Oh, old PC, it was always me, especially because I was always tabbing out between things.
Chessing.
It was actually probably Minecraft that was a big issue.
Wait, I want to join Eri equals melt.
Okay.
Wait, why is this one noobs only? Here, I'll join this one. You join my one. Then you join that one. Create a new channel. Yeah, there we go.
I guess this is my channel.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how long ago I did this. It's like you know, archaeologists going in and seeing like a cave painting of a rhino fucking a zebra, and they're like, what could they mean by this?
I think we're fucked. Who is it? Someone said everyone is green.
Yeah, maybe it is just Gabe. He's fucked it.
What? As in this update has fucked private lobbies?
I guess so. That's a bit of a weird. I'm gonna hop on Reddit, see what Reddit has to say. Well, we could just do a in-house where we just try and load into a lobby for 3 hours.
Sounds good. Just gonna keep trying.
Keep it going. Keep it going. Wait.
Remaining.
We're in.
Oh!
That was the biggest surprise of my life. I thought it ticked down.
I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. Goon Special Forces, although I don't think... Was Vidicus on
Goon Special
PSF?
Forces is Clavs.
Yeah, but there were four other lads who I don't
know,
think...
but it's like, if you're in the team, you can use the team ban.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, why would you use GSF when this is not GSF?
Tilleulenspiegel tipped $30. Emoticon sorridente.
Grazie for the tip, Tilleulenspiegel.
That's a 30.
That's a 30 buckaroo, baby. That's 6 of you idiots.
And
In fact,
all
that's
we've
better.
done is just failed to load into lobbies. It's just that easy, folks. It is just that easy.
Twitch's new 50-50 thing. That's
Action
like
trattino
12
basso
subs.
Dan just resubed for 30 months.
Is it? What do you mean new? Isn't that always been the case?
No.
Or was it before?
There were preferential rates that people...
Oh, were there?
Yeah. And they've done away with them because they're losing money.
Right. So now they're just starting to lose more business. It's impressive work from.
It's going to
the
drive
top dogs.
a lot of the
5
bigger
seconds
lads over
remaining.
to YouTube and shit.
Dire team ban.
Undying Disruptor.
Radiant team ban.
Oh, that's a good Undying pick.
Dire
The
team
2 strength
ban.
heroes. Neither of whom is good at hitting the tombstone.
Thing is though, like,
Hmm.
what
Radiant
are
team
the?
ban.
Obviously, you got servers and shit, and you got employees and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But what is the specific big overhead that Twitch is incurring at the moment? That they're not making money anymore.
So I think that the servers and shit is quite a big cost.
Yeah.
There's also
10 seconds
a lot of
remaining.
advertising. They probably have a lot of employees. A lot of tech
5
companies
seconds.
hire a lot
It does
of
seem
people.
Radiant
like
team
you know
ban.
those guys that turn up with the wrench in their name.
Yogg's
They're like
castrated
Twitch
with
staff, right?
321
Yeah.
viewers.
But there seems to be a lot of them.
Yeah,
I
but
don't exactly know what they do.
I think the idea is that, first of all, they are people keeping an eye on. So it's almost like having.
Holy shit!
Wow.
Coribus just gifted 10 subs.
Thank you for the gift
Dire
subs.
team pick.
Let me just identify all the people
Wait,
who don't
Super
sub
wasn't
regularly.
a sub?
Super, Boots, Miles. Although I expect that from Miles.
What?
And you also had a raid at the same time.
I
10
did have a raid,
seconds
thank you.
remaining.
How are you that's not subbed? This is not
5
not
seconds
free.
remaining.
Right, that's it. I'm gonna do the purge myself. Month's not done it. I'm gonna do it right fucking after this game. You're not a sub, get off my cocking Discord. End of fucking story. Soon as this game's over, guess what? You're fucking out if you're not a sub. Get
We
off
haven't
my
had a purge
fucking
in
Discord.
Quite a while.
We have
Let's
not.
lock in a
It's
purge.
time.
Also, let us prevent invites happening.
I don't know how to do that. The thing is, sometimes I need them, but anyone that invite, I don't
Yeah, but
think.
you can set it to
10
only you.
seconds
You can
remaining.
make invites.
But if someone wants to play and it's like they want to get their
5
mate on the
seconds
Discord and they
remaining.
don't have another Discord, I don't mind that. The problem
Yeah,
is when
well,
they stay
make it a
around on the
game,
Discord.
Team pick.
I don't want to boot them.
I mean, but
into
the solution
game.
to that would just be purging like every week.
Yeah, it's tempting.
We could have a weekly purge.
Watch some of the
10
games in the
seconds
DPC.
remaining.
They've been really good.
Yeah, some of them have been pretty hype.
5
Those is
seconds
just quite.
remaining.
It's just quite enjoyable.
It's good to watch. There was a really good game. I'm trying to think who it was. They had a Drow
Dire
Ranger.
team ban.
I think it was Nigma Galaxy against. Is it like Manaspa or something they're called? And the Drow lived on like 10 HP. Just turn around and man fought everybody. It was really fucking awesome.
Wasn't that the OG game?
Oh, it might have been the OG game, yeah.
OG versus like the team that I don't recognize.
10 seconds remaining.
There is a team with a name like OT or something,
Yeah.
which is like
There
I
Uber.
mean, to be fair, there might have been 2 games where a drow lived on nothing happened.
No, this was like a.
I
big moment.
just saw it on my Twitter feed, to be honest.
OG versus Uridio Thunder.
Audio Thunder. Orito Thunders.
They're from Qatar. That's where the org is
10
based.
seconds
Really?
Yeah.
remaining.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
Are they at all involved with any of this ESL stuff? Is it just
In
a
what way?
coincidence? Actually, no, the ESL stuff's in Saudi, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Dire team
I thought it was in
ban.
Qatar for some reason.
Radiant team ban.
No, man, don't make up excuses. Just say I don't want to do it. When I ask you, just say no thanks, mate. Don't just whisper to Ashwin that you don't want to do it and then just mute and deafen yourself and make out like, I'm sorry. If you don't want to do it, just say you don't want to do
10
it.
seconds remaining.
Like I'm not going to make you fucking do it.
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, just to let's fold back to the messages where I asked you to do it. I said, Plague's PC is knackered. Can you do the in-houses tomorrow with me and Ashy B? Maybe, yeah. And I said, that's a yes. And you said, guh. And then you were in a game of Dota when the in-houses start. And as soon as they ended, you
10
muted and
seconds
deafened
remaining.
yourself. So I booted you. to the AFK channel. And now, just as the draft's coming to a close, suddenly he turns up. Oh, is it the INHOUSES? I'm not buying it, bud. You don't want to do it, just say. Just be honest. I did join the voice channel because I didn't want to be in there while you're playing. And I said, do you guys have long? And the answer was, probably, we're not going to make it. Like, that was essentially it. Well, if we lose. So we started. The only reason Ashman's in here is because the lobby failed like 4 times.
I was just going to watch a Discord stream, if not.
That's not going to work, is it?
Why not?
I can't stream to OBS and to Discord.
Could you not?
No.
Well, I'll get like Eri in the channel to mute and just Discord stream it. Then we can find a way. It would be nice. Someone could do the camera work for me.
I mean, I don't understand why they picked Nagasaran. I suppose the song means you can gap close on the sniper. That's about the best thing I can make.
It's just quite
meta. I see it in a lot of games.
It's not like super meta, but
I've seen it. I've seen it really surprising.
I think if you're good at it, why not? Eagle's probably good at it. I'm not sure against Pudge. Like, actually, maybe you can just like melt Pudge. I think it's actually probably pretty good this game.
I mean, it's standard, isn't it?
You know what sort of game it's going to be. We're going to be sitting here for like 55 minutes waiting for Eagle to get his, like, bots 3, whatever.
In Ascentius, the idea is that if I'm dedicating my bitrate to Twitch via OBS, to then also stream to Discord, would lag both. That's the issue.
Nice jump,
So the real solution
Ovo
is...
with 2 shotguns just resubbed for 40 months. With in-house gods give us a great game.
Just fucking be here when it starts. That's the plan, isn't it?
You know, there's limited time for things.
Yeah, there is. In terms of items, somebody said they'd leaked something about a Mega Mango. I don't know if it was bollocks.
Mega Mango. Well, I mean, thank God they've added a Mega Mango. Holy shit. I was really waiting for that all these years. At least they've been working on something, right?
Well, this was just a post on the subreddit, so I don't know if it's even true.
Okay, I mean, was it 3 days ago?
No.
Okay.
God,
If the Mega Mango
you hear him
does something
everywhere?
more,
30 seconds to battle.
well,
Why is
quite a
Primal
loud
Beast
guy.
the only hero who constantly grumbles and rumbles? Is it because he's meant to be like having a dinosaur somewhere on the map?
I don't know. I mean, Pudge is pretty annoying as well. You can hear his ult wherever you are, and also whenever you're in sort of the vicinity of him, you can just hear him jangling around, like you got a couple coins in your pocket or something.
Yeah. Larry Llama dot the shit llama.
To be fair, I reckon because Pudge is just like
Oh, they put the wrong target. Or have
Super's
they?
decided he wants to fight here, which is pretty interesting. I think he might have got out if he walked away. I mean, Pudge is just like this big fat English lad. He's probably just got a pocket full of pound coins, probably. Just slams them on the table whenever he wants to play.
Gido, I'm doing the purge after this game.
After this game?
After this game, I'm purging. Gido says, "Oh, please keep me. I promise I'll sub tomorrow." I'm going to hit the purge button as soon as this game is done. I actually am looking forward to it.
68-inch penis has locked in the gift sub. If you want a gift sub, so be it. It's still money. It's still capital investment to Tenerife thought.
But when I surprise you all by purging on a monthly basis, good fucking luck. Nutkin, don't be a squealer, mate. Lot of red names with no sub.
Do you know? Honestly, the excuse was that the lads are students, but a lot of the lads are no longer students.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
So it's not good enough, Frank.
Ben, I don't know why Clouds
I'm not
didn't
sure about
click
this
in more.
from young Ben. The age of the student is over.
The time of the orc is at hand.
Yeah, Boots has gone backwards. He's now become a student after working for a little while.
Alright, Boots,
So-
mate. Well, I hope you enjoy not being on the Discord. Oh wait, you're a sub.
He got gifted a sub in the last.
You thought it
in
was
that-
a community
in that
Discord.
batch,
Yeah, the community is people that are subscribed to this stream. It's not just for a
To be
fucking
fair,
laugh.
it does literally say on the Discord, the sub shack. Now, my
It's
English
called
isn't great,
PFlax Sub Shack. Exactly right. I don't know why you would be confused, given that you have to be a sub to be on the Discord. That's the whole point. People are honestly always saying in chat, I want to play Dota with Pyrian. Everyone's like, you're not a sub. You wouldn't be able to get on the Discord. He's not going to play with you.
But that's just like the excuse we use to just like ensure that no weirdos turn up.
Yeah.
Frankly.
And we get our share of weirdos that have paid to
We
be
do.
weirdos. But at least they're paying me. I can deal with that.
Like we used to play more in the mornings with random goons, so it was more relevant.
It
then,
was a
but,
disaster.
Yeah. No.
It was a
not so much.
disaster.
To be fair, I wonder how much your revenue could go up if you introduce the morning stacks back. But that being
I
said,
played Morning
Dose
Stacks
does not
this
do
afternoon.
well.
No, Dose is awful. I don't know if you noticed, but Big Ambitions
Big Ambitious is huge.
did like twice the numbers I get on Dose, and it's not even a particularly good game. The XCOM streams were
just like
well
a-
over
it's just
600 on the
Sips-
regular.
A Sips game though, so I reckon you siphon some your
He
views
had
from that.
played it apparently. I saw him on my friends
Yeah.
list that he did some things.
I did watch him for a bit, but his game looked like much more advanced than yours. So
Really?
I didn't. Well, he had like I don't know. I saw his screen and there was a lot of red on it, so I don't know what was going on, but it looked like he
That's
lost a lot of money.
bad.
Yeah. No, I know red is bad, but
So I was making big bucks.
I like more of the grassroots gameplay.
Right, but I was on like 2 million quid and we were flying. We had 4
Yeah, mate, that's
successful
nothing.
businesses.
That's nothing. Sips was losing like 10 million a day.
Yeah, that's ludicrous.
Amateur. That's all tax write-off, mate.
I stopped because unlike Sips, I can't play those repetitious games where you just do the same thing endlessly. Like, he will do a Power Washer, he will do a Big
Has
Ambitions.
Sips heard of phone games? Because they might be right.
He plays a lot of games on his iPad, apparently. What are you holding on to? What are you using this mana for? There we go.
Holy
Just-
shit. Larry
Really
Lava
cute.
is taking a lot of deeps here.
He does have Doppelgang.
Woo!
He's alright.
What's going on mid? ScienceWhizBen's taking heat.
Naga
There's
Siren dead.
action top. Vinicus is level 4. My god.
Radiant's middle tower is
I'm just
under
saying that
attack.
I played Big Ambitions to the limits of what it had to offer. And I could either just keep doing the same thing over again, or I can go do something else. And the problem is, if it's just repeating the same loop, which is the agony of dragging all the furniture from the sidewalk into my shop, I'm like, I don't think that's it.
I thought that was pretty weird. Like, you had to just kept going inside and outside.
Yeah.
I was wondering what you were doing at first. And I just heard this little, like, as you were changing the orientation of the fucking computer or something.
So with the hand cart, which is all you can use to set up a shop, you can transport 4 things at a time. Which means that every time I get a piece of furniture, I can load 4 of them on there. 4 office desks, 4 computers, 4 chairs, and then I just have to fucking wait. I have to go get the next 4 and then wait until I get those, and then...
That's how Lord Sugar did it back in the day. That's why he's such a successful businessman.
I mean, for your first business, I get it. But for the subsequent ones, for it to still be the same thing just feels like... It's just unfinished. I mean, the game is just unfinished. Because eventually you'll pay someone to do the layout and stuff. Like, you'll say, this is the furniture I want, put it all in the store, and they'd say, we'll do that for 10 grand. You're like,
Radiant's
done.
top tower is under attack.
Munt, you're
Has
wrong,
your-
bud. The
has
delivery
your daughter
driver will
finished?
drop it at the door. He won't install it. Has my daughter finished what?
Half-Life 2.
No, she's given up.
Give it up.
She kept getting
How
stuck.
far did she get?
I don't know. She kept getting stuck. I was like, what do you mean
No, I
stuck?
mean, fair
It's
enough.
like an on-rails shooter. There's no open world element to it.
Why did she want to play it in the first place? Just she
No,
sure
just
saw you playing it.
she likes playing those old games. Also, a lot of the YouTubers that she watches will play games like that. So, like, she watched when I was playing City Skylines, she'd watched a lot of RT gameplay in City Skylines. That game's like 8 years old. She's not afraid to be into a retro game, or retro by her standards. So TF2.
Well, to be fair,
that's a
Half-Life is
retro
probably
game.
retro by my
It probably is retro. I mean, this is Half-Life 2.
I
bear
thought
that in mind.
Mass Effect 1 was pretty retro by my standards
Right.
as well. But retro by like, I mean, I don't think like Minecraft is retro for your daughter, but Minecraft is probably retro for like some kid who's like 5-6 years old.
I mean,
it's released
Minecraft's
in
been
what, like
around
20
for a long old time.
2020
Since well before my
2009?
kids were born, so...
I think it was 2008, maybe something like that. Actually, it was released in like loads of different versions.
Oh, hello. Oh, those shards, Viticus! Oh my god, that was some hype shit. Oh dear. Well, that was almost awesome.
ScienceWhizBen takes Ice Bank myself.
Oh,
Maury's dead.
Shakira's
Yeah,
dying.
it's kind of a
Radiant's
crazy game.
bottom tower is under attack.
It's all over the shop.
What defines retro though? Who's making that?
I mean, to me, retro games are things like X-Wing versus TIE Fighter is retro. Otherwise, it's just an old game. Like Half-Life 2, if you look at it, it doesn't look different enough from modern games for me to consider it retro. That's just my feeling. So, for example, if I look at something like the new Doom, it's not wildly different from the old Doom, but the original Doom is clearly retro. It looks like shit, there's no 3D, etc. You can't aim up and down, it's just everything's on one plane. Half-Life 2, there's not that much different from it
Oh shit!
compared to modern shooters.
Oh
What?
my god,
What?
Ben is just dead.
Wowzers.
Dire's
got
middle
sniped.
tower is under attack.
No, I mean, I think, there are obviously some bits about Half-Life 2 that are a bit outdated, maybe like in regards to the hand-holding stuff we talked about last week. But overall, it's very much still enjoyable in a modding setting. I think something like Doom might not fall into that category. In that
Yeah.
If a modern kid played it nowadays, he probably wouldn't really get it fully, or wouldn't appreciate it as people appreciated it.
I mean, I think we've spoken before as well about the whole language of video games thing, where, I mean, she's like, how am I meant to know that red barrels explode? And to me, that's so fundamental, but that got there from playing tons and tons of shooters where that anything red blew up, right? We spoke about this when we were talking about PS2.
I think I got it from like CS Source or something. You know, you just see a barrel, you go shoot the barrel.
Right, it's
Barrel's
red,
gonna
it's going to explode. End of story. Whereas for her, this was like not a given. So, oh hello, yeah, back you go, Jakira. So for her, she's playing. Oh, they managed to get the sniper. Ben killed the sniper.
Radiant's bottom tower
So I
is
think
under
the issue
attack.
was that from her perspective, the game was frustrating because it wasn't immediately obvious what was happening. And that's nothing to do with games getting easier. I think that's just a lack of the language of games has changed. So for her, there are other things that make sense that to me don't. Because she's playing whatever modern game. So it's just that.
I mean, I guess games are technically a lot more complicated now.
Dire's top
I
tower
think so, yeah.
They were a bit
Radiant's
more,
bottom tower is
not
under
like
attack.
convoluted, but like less clear.
Yeah, I think the complexity from a lot of games came from the fact that they didn't help you, and there was a lot of checkpoints and shit like that. That I feel like, I mean, having said that, Elden Ring didn't hold your fucking hand at all. Like that was a very complicated game that basically didn't help you out at all.
Nice jump!
Wow,
Alistair.
using the ult on the Jakiro. I'm not so sure about that. I think that might be terrible from Sam.
Well, Sam is away.
A certain era of games that doesn't
Nice
work.
jump, Alistair.
That
Take a
doesn't
little
work.
time just resubed
Like, I'm not
for
being funny,
5
but
months.
thank you. The music and TV shows that I listened to in the past are retro. They're like 30 years old. If that's not retro, what is? You can't just say, oh no, that's not retro. It's not retro to you, but it's retro to this generation, like my kids' generation, the fucking Zoomers.
Well, I mean, retro does literally just mean from the past. Like,
Yeah.
So really, anything is fucking retro if you try hard enough.
Oh, Ben doesn't get out.
I reckon, like even something like Hearthstone, like 2016, could be considered retro.
Nah,
It's
I
sort of
don't agree with that.
a different age of games.
I don't think that's retro.
I'm just saying you could make the argument.
Yeah, but I'm saying I think it's a bad argument.
Okay, well, I mean, but you
you could make the argument that a game that's 1 year old is retro. I
know.
think it's a good argument.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. The definition of retro is just from the past. It's not much more to that.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Bonk! Oh! Hooked a dead body. Well, the Timber and the Naga are finding farm, as is Ben, but look at how many heroes are like just about 4.5.
Has fallen.
The top 6 are all very even in net worth. There's only 300 or so between them. That's pretty incredible.
Has been killed.
I don't think I've ever
Trouble
seen
for
the lads
Larry.
be as equal.
Under attack.
Never mind. Larry's away. He's juked them well. Tombstone's going down. Oh, I don't agree with. Oh, Claps is just dead here. He's
For
spent too
the
long
sake of
this
a
is-
tombstone.
Dire's top
Yeah, we did this a lot in that lane. I mean, I think it was me and Gibson when he was playing Lich plus 3.
Oh, that
We
was
sat there
just
clicking
bad
Tombstone
job.
and died. The zombies just do so much damage now.
They do a fair old bit.
At level 1, the zombies do.
So the zombie damage is 34.
34 damage,
It's 34 all round. Woo!
So
You
at
get
level
2
1,
zombies
that's
on you.
pretty crazy.
That's right clicking like a lad.
Yeah, and it's slowing you for
bottom tower is under
what
attack.
is it? I don't even know. Does it even say?
Radiant's
It
bottom
doesn't
tower
say how
has
much they
fallen.
slow.
No, it doesn't.
Dire's top tower is
Alright,
under
whatever.
attack.
It's some amount. Oh, Maury's dead.
Does anyone know how much the zombies slow you by? I mean, people can say that retro gaming is like the SNES and things like that. But for a start, that was around before most of you were born, so fair enough. But equally, if you're going to say that that counts as... Oh, no, that's not retro. Then really, what is? Stuff from 2000? It's 23
Bomb.
years old.
Tower is under attack.
Doom came out like 93, 94? So it's not that different. Nice dodge.
It's just trouble for Ben. He's just in here.
Just fighting in the macro fuego. Excellent. Dead.
Anti-Thanos tried to lay down an ult, but it hasn't really done very much.
Yeah.
It's
Radiant's
5%
middle tower
slow per
is
Slow.
under
zombie.
attack.
Oh, per zombie.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, Sam gets punched. Gets hooked.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
I mean, yeah, Michael, that's what... I don't see how that's relevant. I mean, I'm just saying those games are retro. So, Ashwin was asking whether Minecraft is retro. I think for a game that's still in active development and is still widely played, I would say it can't be considered retro.
So we're saying when it's fallen out of the public sphere.
I'd say it needs to have a lull where people aren't playing. There is an item on the ground. Bingo! Oh, they got it. Never mind.
So it needs to
Can't
be
play
something that was incredibly popular for
Yeah.
a non-significant amount of time, which had a fall off,
Yeah. Like, for example, if you look at something like...
and then no, it's just.
If you look at something like Super Mario, for example, right? That's retro gaming because it was massive, but it absolutely fell off.
He's out.
Is he dead? He lives.
Oh,
Oh, he got him with the
oh,
bird.
Larry was up there.
Oh, Larry
Good job,
got him.
Larry.
Mori gets the Q. He does have Ice Path. He's going to walk away through the timber chain. That ain't going to cut it. Oh.
Calamity
Sam
Sam
goes
is
down.
dead to illusions.
Vidicus
Chase
now
of Vidicus.
also perished, I believe. This has been a brawly game.
Yeah, no,
My God.
Honestly, Super's been playing really great.
Super's 5-2-1. He just got a triple kill, so he was 2-2-1.
He's just going for it.
He's now reached that point where I don't think they have a great way to deal with him. Sniper physical
I'm
damage,
not
Tusk
saying
physical
Super's a good
damage.
player, but
No,
he plays
Super's
a lot
terrible.
better when he isn't just trolling like on purpose.
I
Which he
don't
does
think
a lot of
Super's
the
a good
time.
player. I think he's
No,
good.
he's not. But I'm just saying, it's very much, you know, it's like the dude who has fucking really scruffy hair and wears shit clothes finally getting a haircut. You're like, okay,
I was
fair
gonna
enough.
say it's like that lad, but turns up and occasionally scores a 40-yard screamer.
Radiant's bottom
Like
tower
Michael
is
Keane.
under attack.
Yeah,
Yesterday,
what a goal!
it was a banger. Yeah, this is only game one. We had a lot of lobby issues, but that did allow me to get into the lobby, which is
That's
pretty
true.
handy. Just as I planned, I got Gabe on the phone,
Tower is under attack.
asked him to help me out. Is Super Smash Bros. Melee retro? I'd say it's pretty retro.
I
Even
think-
though people still play it, it's not like
There's no
I've literally
active
been
development
Another
for
fucking
it.
like another. Is it another one game or two games? Another
I think
one?
they're more than that. Like, I
What
think.
came after Melee then?
I don't know,
Radiant's
actually.
middle
I'm
tower
sure
is
there's a
under
new
attack.
one.
Did
All I'll say is this: it's not in active development. I would say it is not only not in active development, it is in active anti-development. Like they really don't want people to be playing.
so
this
it went Brawl and then Super. I think. Is the new one called Super? No, it's Ultimate, isn't it? It's Ultimate. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
How did Radiant draft PL into both Naga and Timber? They just did. They just did. Also, holy shit. God damn. I'm getting loads of deja vu at the moment.
Radiant's bottom tower is
What?
under attack.
Where?
That exact conversation with Schmupster. Him asking that question and then me looking at chat and seeing that it was Schmupster.
Surely
and it disrupted being
one
in
of
the
those
game.
counts to
I'm not
decide
even
not to
kidding.
draft. Well, I feel like that's probably a common occurrence.
Radiant's bottom
I guess the
tower
fact that
has fallen.
Schmupster had brought it up maybe like greatly offended you last time because it's Schmupster and it's stuck in your brain.
No. I mean, again, it's like a fake memory, but the weird thing is, I'm so convinced that I can remember it previously. Like I think it's just a rogue memory. Something has happened. Your brain has siphoned it into memory and current memory at the same time by mistake, because it's the human body, so it's gonna fuck up. So your body is like, oh man, I remember thinking this before, but you don't. What's happened is a new memory in your short-term memory has stumbled across into long-term memory, and now you're confused.
Do you know I genuinely forgot Eagle was in this game? He's done nothing.
Yep. He is playing.
I'm looking at his
Knight of
illusions right now.
Fahrenheit.
They're just parked there doing nap. All right, they're finally
Yeah, no,
kicking
he
it.
can't micro. I mean, bless him. Almost.
Yeah, I mean,
ags on
I get the old. I mean, I know my deja vu's are fake because I there's not really much going on up there, so it's likely it's never happened before.
I mean, here's an example of how Smash Brothers is retro. You have to play it on a CRT. Like, that's it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess
Oh my god, the Pudge
when-
almost got
okay,
a couple.
when did TF2 become retro? If it is, if you do.
I don't think it's retro. I don't think it's
You
retro.
don't think it's retro?
No, I don't think it's retro.
But I mean, the development is pretty much.
Yeah, but I
slow
don't think that
to
makes it retro. It's not old enough.
How old is it?
I want to say it came out in about 2000 and... Oh, let me think. 9?
That's still almost 15 years.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, but this isn't retro, is it?
Structures are fortified.
2007, so
Dire's top
it's
tower
16
is
years
under
old.
attack.
But I don't think that makes it retro.
Radiant's
There's
middle
too many
tower
games
is
that
under
would count
attack.
as retro. I think it needs to be either... Alright, how about this? It either needs to be over 30 years old.
Over 30.
30 years old. How about that?
Okay, so that's good. That's going back to 83.
1993, Ashvin.
Sorry, yeah, I failed my maths a bit there. Actually, 93 is not too bad.
Exactly.
There must be some games out there.
Maybe we could even say 25. What makes a game retro? Obsolete personal computers, console, and video games. So, obsolete is the interesting word.
What does it mean by obsolete?
As
does
in,
it just mean outdated?
It's literally, let's say, the company that made it is gone.
I mean, there's no point in having it. But the problem with that is...
Oh, wait, I got one for you. There's vintage retro gaming, which is like the collection of cartridges and disc media from consoles that are long dead. So, like, Super Nintendo, Mega Drive, that's like vintage retro gaming. Then you've got retro gaming with like emulators, so you can like play the emulated version. Ported retro gaming is playing versions that have been converted to new systems. So, for example, if we were to take Super Mario Brothers and make a PC version of it, that's like ported retro gaming. There's different schools. But what defines something as being retro would surely be the same thing as like what defines a classic car. Has to be a certain age. Preferably a model that isn't made anymore, or a company that doesn't make cars anymore. And it's at least what 30 years, I think, for a car to be considered.
I guess that's fair. Especially that the company doesn't exist, or the company doesn't make anything like it anymore.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Right, so Dave, if we're using "you have to have forgotten about it," then nobody's forgotten about Super Mario Brothers, have they? That's still one of the most famous games of all time. But Super Mario Brothers 1 on the Super Nintendo is definitively retro. So I don't think public awareness of the title can be sufficient.
I think some things on the Xbox 360 could be retro.
I personally don't think it's old enough.
Well, I mean, I think it might pass the 25-year rule. Or
maybe.
like
I'm just saying, I feel like if we're just going to say stuff that I played when I was a kid equals retro, I don't know if that's necessarily
it's nowhere near passing the 25. I don't know why people are claiming.
Because if you were 21 and you played games when you were 13, that's only 8 years ago. It's not really retro, is it? It's 8 years. This game is older than that. This game is, what? And certainly I started playing it in 2012, so I've been playing this game for 11 years, but it's clearly not retro. Wow, dumping everything on this.
No, yeah, I mean that's fair. But what would you say the earliest retro console would be, or the latest?
That's a good question. I think the N64 could maybe be considered retro if you look at the games on there. Things like GoldenEye, I think might be considered a retro game.
I mean, would something like the original Game Boy be?
Oh, original Game Boy, retro for sure. For sure. Didn't even have a backlight. Thing was fucking huge. Chewed batteries up. To me, that feels retro because it was dog shit. Wow! Wow!
But now we've shifted on.
What a hook!
If something is noticeably dog shit.
What is happening? This fight is a mess.
Can be retro. There's still, I mean, the age of the DS is very recent.
Hudge lives for quite some time. Where team?
Oh my god. It's dead Arab. And meanwhile, Eagle is just farming it up. Honestly, what is he doing? Is he doing something else with his time?
Yeah, he's only got a heart and a man to
He's just reading a book or something? Like, what's going on here?
I don't know, but I feel like his plan is, I'm going to become so enormous that we win. And I don't mind that. I would rather my carry be getting enormous and we guarantee the win, even if it's painful in the short term. And we've done that plenty of times.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The original Dota, the mod for Warcraft 3 retro. Yeah, I think so.
I mean, yeah. Warcraft 3 is probably pre-retro.
I don't know if we need to so much look at the person's age, so much as the age of the game. I think that's more important. If we're going to say something's retro, it needs to be from a certain era of gaming. Also, I think you could possibly even define it as... We're in, like an era now where PC gaming is really strong. But it didn't used to be. It used to be dog shit. PC gaming was like the worst. It was definitively the worst. Eagle is attempting to join the fight.
There is a fight happening.
He's
now
singing.
Eagle's
I don't know
sung.
why he's singing.
And now, what's happening?
I don't know. He's cancelled the
killing
song.
things.
They're gonna kill everything.
They're going to kill Medicus. I think this game is pretty much done and dusted.
They killed 4.
I spanked myself as running away. I mean, the fact is, Narco's just been farming for the last 40 minutes. Not 40 minutes. 20 minutes. And they haven't made any moves on the map pretty much. In fact, they've lost more towers.
So Jido, who was a non-sub until the start of this stream, is claiming that you can make new games as retro. So you can do them in a retro style, but that clearly doesn't make them retro. You've defined it as retro style, but it doesn't make them retro. I couldn't bring out a game today and say this is a retro game. I could say something like this is an homage to retro gaming, or this is like in the retro style. But that's not relevant to the discussion, so I'm going to overrule.
Yeah, I think that's
Objection
fair.
relevant.
It only just gets ridiculous. Like, there's no order there. Like, we would have been discussing this very interesting topic for the last half an hour for no reason.
Would a reskin of Tetris be retro? The core game is retro. I mean, there have been reskins of Tetris. But if you look at, say, the original Tetris, which I had on my Game Boy, that is clearly retro gaming. Like, 100%. You can't go out and buy a brand new fucking Game Boy. You'd be lucky to even get a second-hand one. You'd probably get in third or fourth. It's in some vintage store on a shelf saying, ooh, look. I mean, they've got them in museums and shit. Like, that's an old-school piece of gaming hardware. One of the best-selling of all time.
The best retro game is, of course, chess.
It's very retro. So, like, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas came out in 2004. But you wouldn't call that retro. BioShock came out in 2007. You wouldn't call that retro. Left 4 Dead.
2007 is too early.
Left 4 Dead came out in 2008. You wouldn't call that retro.
What's happening here?
Wow!
Oh!
Wow!
Oh, it's missed the tree!
Soup, if you'd bought any kind of defensive item, bud, I'm sure this game would be a lot easier for you.
It's got height.
Yeah, but get any jewels or anything.
Oh, this is not so good. That's a nice song.
Ruh-roh.
That's a lovely little bit of singing.
Oh, das ist eine große song. What song in German? Schlang? Schlong?
Schlong.
Das ist ein großer Schlangen! So I think the original Half-Life is retro, but the second one is not.
Gesang. Wait,
Gesang.
No. I think that's a joke. I think it's lied, because 2 people have said lied. Or
Lied?
maybe it's...
Lied! Ein Lied? Ja, Naga Simon! Mit ein großer Lied!
Naga Simon.
Naga Simon. Yeah.
Naga Simon, would you like to go with the lead with me?
You need to click Ben! You must click Ben, Clavs! Yes! Easy Street, get him! Oh my god, what is I spank myself doing? Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him! Kill! They got the Nagasaren locked in! They got her! That's the Aegis! Soup TP to the bot lane!
Apparently Gesang is also fine. We're learning so much about German here.
So, how often is it? Because I watched Inglourious Basterds the other day, and there's a scene where Michael Fassbender, you know, the best scene in the film, where he's in the bar, he's in the basement bar, and I mean, there's two scenes in that movie that was like.
When they're planning and the English lad is there and
and he's like, "Das ist ein Offizierstisch," and he says like, "This is an officer's table." But is that grammatically correct? Because I thought it was the other way around. So I thought they'd say, ein Offizierstisch das ist. Wouldn't that be correct? Germans, please do help me.
Germans, please. Well, I mean, he got found out because of his funny accent.
No, it was his accent and then the fact that he held up 3 fingers in the middle, not the 3 at the start. So, das ist ein Offizierstisch is correct.
It's correct.
So when is the grammar the other way around? Because sometimes I'll see it the other way around.
There are quite a lot of lads who can speak German in chat.
That's because, I mean, I dropped some German voice lines in the announcer pack. And they
That
were
is
like,
true.
Ah, PFlax ist ein deutscher Freund.
Because to be honest, like, if someone even asked me if something is grammatically correct in English, I wouldn't even be 100% sure.
It's complicated. Words change places with a because, and if you have more than one verb. But I don't know what a verb is, so... Which one's a verb?
Isn't that like basil?
What?
No, that's a herb.
You'll be a dad yet, I'm telling you. English grammar is very flexible. So whenever I see a language that has specific ways of doing things, I'm like, you need to run that by me, mate. Because even though we do have rules, you can fuck around with them and people will still know what you're saying.
You can actually put things in kind of any way you want.
Which is why English is so popular. I mean, I could say, which is why so popular English is. And people would think I was doing a Yoda impression, but it still makes sense. They are all just standing
surely
around.
make sense. Like,
nah, they don't make any sense, mate. Not even
like
those
for
who speak
example,
them.
in French, it makes grammatical sense to ask a question. Like when you're asking a question, it makes grammatical sense to put the words.
Hold on, I don't know what this song is for, but it's for something.
Yeah, this is an interesting one, but they're trying to.
They got the zombies up the ass here.
There is many zombies here.
They get the purge. They do get men on the back line.
There's so many zombies.
There are many zombies.
Oh no, so the tombstone's gone down. And now Super is in.
He's
Llama.
also
Nari is in, just clicking him. Where's Naga?
Naga is
left.
dead, buddy. Oh no, she's not. She's gone bot or something. Where is she?
Farming.
She just left. She's full health almost.
I mean, from what I gather about a lot of people knowing English, it's just it's a lot because we make a lot of, or at least a lot of
their English
popular
language.
media consumed.
It's Hollywood
by the
and
Western
music.
world
Hollywood and music. Yeah.
Is in English.
But I will also say
people learn English by just watching TV.
Yeah. But I will also say that certainly if you look at Mandarin, for example, I don't think it's as easy to just get by. Because the pronunciation is so difficult. I was watching a video, this guy, Des something his name is, he's an Irish-American comedian he went to China because he was like, if I learn Chinese and do stand-up over there, I'll have the USP, which is I'm a white guy from Ireland doing stand-up in China, which people will be intrigued to see. And let's see how it goes. And he went out there and he learned Mandarin and he was... doing stand-up and all the rest of it, but he came up with a nickname for himself, and essentially the way he was pronouncing it, the first part of his name means an ocean of, and the second part was meant to mean something fairly benevolent. I can't remember what, but he was saying the word cunt. So he was introducing himself as an ocean of cunt to everyone that would say hello to him. This is what he was doing, and the pronunciation difference between the two is so subtle, but it's like if our word for, say, Hoover was almost the same as cunt. Like, it would be like if you could say cunt or cunt, and the two words were literally the difference between cunt and Hoover.
Any words
no
like
tonal
that.
shit. It doesn't exist.
Probably because if you do have a scenario where a word sounds pretty much exactly like a swear word, you're probably just going to change the fucking word. Like, we're not just going to fuck about and be like, oh, well, I
That's
guess,
a great ice bath, by the way.
Fair enough.
Nice jump,
decent
Alistair.
song. Are they gonna
Jolly
get
Grinch
done
just
here?
resubed
They're just
for
getting- get the hell
78
out.
months.
They are losing this game.
They are. They really are.
the
Oh,
hooks,
wow!
the
Wowie wow!
Tombstone's down. Can they get I spanked myself?
They glimpsed him. They glimpsed him.
Where
That's an ice path
What
on
is Eagle
nothing.
doing? Can he actually do anything? What's going on? He's just sending these.
Where is he? Is he just
Up on
farming
high
the
ground.
jungle?
What's going on, Eagle? Okay, now he's in. Oh, he's clicking. Oh, that's a nice thing.
You look at him. He's leaving. He's on almost full health. You are enormous, my friend.
Get Larry. Calamity Sam in trouble. I feel bad for the rest of his team. Like,
Oh, you boshed the wrong one. You got the right one.
you have. Can you not? No, maybe you can't.
I'm astonished at how cowardly Eagle is.
Eagle is a massive, massive coward.
But Vorin, that's obviously contextual, isn't it? Like you
What's-
could learn that. Did you read the book that was meant to be read? I would say, did you read the red book that was meant to be read? Because the pronunciation of red as a past tense of read and the color red is the same. They're spelt differently, but they are literally pronounced the same. But the difference between red and red is I read a book and the color red. So yes, absolutely, it's bonkers. Doesn't
It's
make
pretty,
any
it's
sense.
pretty innocent as well. Oh my god, Punch is taking a lot of deeps here.
It's almost like Eagle is fucking enormous.
Yeah. Like if our word for cunt was sounded like book, and all the time you just kept saying, "I'm reading the cunt," that would be a bad thing.
Exactly.
But thankfully, any word that comes near cunt usually just gets called something else.
Yeah. I'm just going to say that, like, certainly with Mandarin, the tonal differences, that does not exist in English. And it's not just, like, it's, like, obviously the popularity of, it's Hollywood, basically, of movies and music coming out of England and America has spread the English language around the globe. I mean, Michael Jackson and people like that, hugely responsible for that. Netflix has been responsible for that as well. It's pretty nuts. Oh, by the way, I can't get the goon count to work. I don't know what is going on. Oh, there it
Goon
is.
count?
It's back.
Goons.
Goons. It was.
Have you changed the font to?
No,
Oh,
it's
I
been
see.
that font for months, but
No, that font.
I changed
that you have
it
now is
from
the
goon
old one.
count to goons because
Right,
I was just
okay.
trying to get it to work. So it is now working again. I think goons is more succinct. I'm gonna make it enormous. Do you think bigger? Bigger?
Well, I think at the very least, it's got to take up more of the screen than just the side. It's got to be pretty mainstay, no?
I think that's big enough.
Flap it in the middle, expand.
Right in the middle and big.
How about? I wonder if someone could make this. every time someone subs, the Goon font goes up. It goes from like a minimum at like
It gets
500
bigger.
and a maximum of 2000.
It gets bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, it's time for the perch.
All right, let's have a look now. Where are the tools to do this? Server settings?
Yeah, server settings.
Let's have a look here. Community, monetization, members, user management, members. All right, prune.
Prune, that's the one.
Prune. Last seen. Oh no, that's for exclude members with these roles. Oh.
Yeah, so we want pretty much any role is allowed, I think.
Also include members with these roles. Pruning
So
will
we
kick
want-
40 members who have not been
honorary,
seen on
so
Discord.
it's Twitch subs and honorary gooses. So either of the Twitch subscriber rank, I think there's two. There's one which is tier 1 and one which is the normal one.
So if I allow Twitch subscribers, it says also include.
Yeah.
So it says here pruning will kick 41 members who've not been seen on Discord in 7 days and are assigned to just the roles you've selected.
Oh, I see. Okay. So we can't actually prune lads who are non-subs, but
I don't know how Munt does it. I don't know if he does it manually.
Like there must be a way.
How
When does it matter? There must be a bot that can do this much easier.
How do I remove... Oh no, that's not right.
Right, I'll be back in
All right.
3 minutes.
Never playing in game 1 again, says Grumpy Nerd. I wonder how Munt does it. I'm popping to the loo. We can already see quite a few people who are not members. Too Shy to Shoot, 47th Ronin, 6 Point, Grey, Aegon, After Edge, AGC 1000, Ages, aka Moffy, Alpheus, Anders, Andrew McFly, Aracans. Do you have to boot them all? Who's Archive? They are listed as Goose Soldier, but they are not a subscriber.
They don't half take a while to get these games going, eh?
So you know Scuffed Human? The role Scuffed Human?
Yeah.
I don't know if that also means you're a subscriber.
No.
So Scuffed Human, but
Scuffed Human, I think the only person that has it is...
No, there's like everyone that's blue has
it. Is Scuffed Human Goose Peasant?
No.
What's Goose Peasant?
I don't know.
So I think
we changed it to Scuffed. I changed it to Scuffed Human.
Oh no, you changed.
But like Barry from EastEnders is Scuffed Human and Twitch subscriber, but Baurus, Baurus, is just Scuffed Human.
Yeah, but so Twitch subscriber is Twitch subscriber, and then anything else is like roles you get from like leveling up or like chatting in Discord, and there's like a little bot that gives you a role. It's like a Goose Knight is not like you're a very good Twitch subscriber. It's just you type a lot in Discord.
I can't join. Oh, there we go.
No.
There we go. I'm in.
I'm not in. Oh, I see. Has the lobby gone back?
Yeah,
For God's sake. Wait, what? What's just happened?
We had to do a remake.
Players connected.
So
what's going on?
For example, Bonks is a Twitch subscriber of Goose Soldier, but Boots is an honorary Goose.
Honorary Gooses are people who stay in the Discord without needing a sub. For whatever reason. It's just been decided at one point. To be fair, I've dished out a fair few of honorary Gooses.
Nice jump, Alistair.
Archive just resubbed for 3 months. In back.
I mean, who is Captain Kerno and who is Captain Squirrel Man? I've never heard of these people.
Have they got honorary Goose?
No, they're just nothing.
Well, just get rid of them. Ban them.
But I don't know who they are.
Don't kick them, just ban. Yeah, but they're just obviously like, you know, they maybe subbed once and then joined, saw what was going on here and just were like, fuck it, I'm out.
A lad called Coffee. Conjurer Kev. Coopery. Captain Dinosaur. These guys don't have any role. Charney Wilk.
I don't know what to tell you, mate.
Daedalus. So Scuffed Human is not the same as being a subscriber.
No. So where'd you get this idea?
Because I'd say half the fucking Discord is Scuffed Human and they're not subscribed.
Nice jump, Alistair.
That's just the Scuffed Human. It's literally just like
just
you get it from
for
typing
20 months.
in Discord like a few times. It's like there's a bot, the Me6 bot, whatever it's called. Maybe it's like a meat bot. I don't know. Whatever. And the amount of typing you do in chat gives you some XP. If you get enough XP, you level up. If you get to a certain level, you get a role.
If you are a subscriber, you can stay on the Discord. If you're not a subscriber, I'm going to fucking boot you. That's it.
Okay.
I don't know if Munt does it manually.
He does, but I imagine there is some bot that can do it.
Dire team ban.
I don't know. I don't want to delete. Let's try kick.
Apparently, the Me6 bot can do some advanced level kicking. Have to investigate that one.
Radiant team pick.
Someone's written a Python
10
script.
seconds
All
remaining.
very interesting.
I don't want to run your Python script, believe it or not.
5 seconds remaining.
He does it manually?
Yeah, but Munt is an old-fashioned gamer. As in, what I'm saying is, this is not the first time in history that someone's going to want to have removed everyone from their server that isn't a certain role.
Right.
Someone's done it before, and done it in a much better way than manually sifting through everyone.
Exactly, Ashwin.
10 seconds remaining.
Munt apparently
5
doesn't kick people
seconds
above
remaining.
scuffed human. So that means if you chat a lot.
Dire team.
However, in the grand, maybe we should add this to server rules. To be fair, we've got nothing in server rules about being a sub. I mean, I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I want to know how I can display role is not Twitch
10
subscriber.
seconds remaining.
What's gold
5
roll?
seconds remaining.
Gold.
Oh, that's the high goose roll. What is Volcano Bros coming up with? Some piece of genius, I'm
Radiant
sure.
team pick.
You can make a channel only visible to non-Twitch. Dovran is a non-sub, hoping to get booted. Just pop your head up there. I can see you're not a sub, Dov.
Radiant team ban.
Face the light.
Very brave.
It's a pretty smart idea, though.
Well, does he think if he helps me purge the other?
No, I think he just doesn't give a hoot, to be honest.
Dire team ban.
Maybe we
Radiant
just don't
team
boot
ban.
everyone because it's like half the Discord.
You just realised how many freeloaders you have.
Fucking freeloading scum.
To be fair,
there
if they're not giving you money, mate.
yeah, but there are lads
What's
on
their
here
use?
that I've never seen say anything. Who's Dinny tried? Who's Dippy? Doc Flop?
10 seconds
Doctor
remaining.
Stinky?
You don't know Dippy, mate. Dippy's a legend around here,
Doctor
son.
Cuddles?
5 seconds
I don't know any
remaining.
of these people. Echo
You
Tech
flaming Dr.
97.
Cuddles.
Easy Peeler is a sub. Edward Rell. Elephant Pollen, they're a sub. ELO Stewie, I recognise that name. Ernest, just the lad whose name is Ernest. Farmer Mud and Farmer Plow. One of them is a sub.
Dire team ban.
It's Farmer Plow.
Farmer Plow.
He has a plow.
Farmer Mud in
Farmer
the mud.
Mud is out. Flying Tiger. Fluffs with one F. Follicle. For Fox's sake. Frazzle McVee.
10
Frogs
seconds
are
remaining.
nice. A sub. I recognise that name. Ganjalf the Green, because he
5
smokes
seconds
weed.
remaining.
George Op. Gene. Gesso. Who else here is not a sub? GigaChad Pog Daddy is not a subscriber to this channel. Neither is Gigits, or Jin, or Gladiator, or Glasgow Gavin.
To be fair, he's probably got
Why is-
got to spend all his
Nice
money on
jump,
defense.
Alistair.
Why is
Stefnos
Goblins an
just resu
honorary
bed for
goose?
76 months. Feels like
That's
a
a
good time
very
for a
good
lurker
question.
to use this thing here
I mean,
for something else
he is-
than just
he is-
saying
I'm,
good day
I'm
flaps.
not saying anything, but he is good mates with or was good mates with
5
Boots
seconds
and Plague.
remaining.
So
Does he?
I want to blame us on Plague because he's not here.
Yeah, there's a lot of honorary geese on here that I do not recognise.
Pretty sure that one was Plague. Actually, no, you know what? I've got confirmation. He told me he did it.
You're making that up.
I'm not.
Hodgehog. Never seen them say a word. Not a subscriber on my Discord. Hom Tanks.
10 seconds remaining.
Hydrangea.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant team
I'm a
pick.
dingus. Iridescent Pigu.
You know, you remember when you did the one of the Triforces when you made up a yoga a yoga fucking recording.
Yeah, I think so.
This is the exact same thing. And into
5
iridescent.
seconds remaining.
Iridescent pig.
Apparently, Paris has voted to ban e-scooters.
Thank fucking Christ.
I'll be honest with you.
Have
Nice
you
job,
been to
Alistair.
Paris in like the last year?
No, but my wife and my youngest went there last month.
Fucking menace, mate. Honestly.
Really?
The scooters are either on the fucking pavements, tearing things up. No one gives a fuck. Just lads fucking steaming down. Or they're on like the big roads, taking their time. Obviously, no indication or anything. No fucking regulation. Just swing it out. Tour buses like don't know what the fuck to do.
Wow. That's crazy.
I get very annoyed at scooters here, but thank God we don't have that many of them in the centre.
I mean, I know that round our way, we see a lot of Lime bikes just abandoned.
Yeah. We see that too.
The weird thing is, when I was in LA, and when I was in Stockholm, and I used them in LA and in Stockholm, the not the bikes but the scooters. You have to park them in a specific place. And there are like designated areas where you're allowed to park. I assume, because we're English and we don't give a fuck apparently about anything, that you can just put them wherever you want. Because that certainly seems to be the case. If you are meant to park them in specific places, people are not. Like, they just are not. They're just fucking leaving them in the middle of the pavement. They're throwing them in the river. They're leaving them in the middle of the park. I mean, there's a lot of people around here with pushchairs and shit, and they literally cannot get down the pavement for bicycles. They've just been abandoned. I thought you had to put them in specific places that were like kosher to park in, but they're just fucking chucking them everywhere. How do you get run over by an e-scooter? Cleese, have you ever seen them? So in Bristol, they've got a deal with, what are they called? I've got the app because I've rode them occasionally.
10 seconds remaining.
They're called, someone in chat will say it before I get there.
5 seconds remaining.
I think chat is a little bit behind. Oh no, they're not.
Radiant
Is it called Tier?
No, it's not Tier. Voi, VOI. That's what they are. They're VOI, and you have to, for example, they won't run after 10 at night. You have to pass a sobriety test in order to ride them. It's like a sort of reflex or reaction test on your phone. It's VOI, not VOY. If they're VOY in Sweden, I don't know. But I mean, when I was in Stockholm last time, me and T Governor rode scooters back from the bar to our apartments where we were all staying. I fucking loved it. I did fall off, but it wasn't my fault. I hit a spoon, so it happens.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, it's a pretty fair word then, Jonas, mate. I think I've done well with them. It's not even with a Y anyway, so it's irrelevant.
Either way, the ones in Bristol, like, you had to park them in specific places and blah blah blah. But I've certainly seen a lot of people. The thing is with Bristol is, because they're so obsessed with bicycles, they've got bike lanes everywhere. Now here's the concern. People on bicycles suddenly think they outrank pedestrians, to the point where they have cycle lanes across pedestrianised areas, and if you step into it and you don't notice a bicycle coming, and if you can't see the lines, they're like, where the fuck is it, where you going? It's like they suddenly become like motorists when they're confronted with pedestrians. The same way cyclists hate pedestrians, motorists hate cyclists. So all I'm saying is,
I hate scooterists more than I hate cyclists.
I agree.
The thing is about cyclists, they've been there enough time that people are acclimatized and know kind of what the fuck's going on. Some of them are dicks.
All I want to say is a lot of the time,
all scooter users are dicks.
I think most of them are dicks, yeah. All I'm saying is, if you're on a bicycle and you're cycling through an area with a lot of pedestrians, maybe slow down. Maybe slow down and be aware that people might step out. Don't just do full speed and be shocked when someone steps out in front of you. Just slow down. Just slow down. Like I do.
10
When I'm
seconds
cycling and I'm
remaining.
around people, I slow down. Because people do unexpected
5
things. It's not their
seconds
fault.
remaining.
They can't hear you coming. And they just might not look. So would you rather be in the right and smack into someone, or would you rather just slow the fuck down? Just slow down. That's all I'm saying. But they don't. And I'm not talking about the difference between a cycle lane that you have to specifically step into. If you go to Bristol, there are literally cycle lanes cutting like a snake through pedestrianised areas. And I don't know what you're meant to do, because sometimes you can't see the line, especially at night, and they stick to these lines, and they're going like full pelt. Just slow down. Like, I'm a person, you're on a bicycle. End of story. Whoever has the least vehicle has more importance than whoever has more vehicle. That's it. There's a reason that cars have to give way to fucking pedestrians, why cars should give way to bicycles, and why bicycles should give way to people. Because I'm not going to get hurt if I'm in a car and I hit you. Equally, if I'm on a bicycle and I smash into you, you're probably going to come off worse than me. So slow the fuck down. It just pisses me off. Just have some fucking decency. Don't
The
hit
cycle
people.
paths are really bad for it. Because the cycle paths are officially pedestrian places. Sorry, I mean canal paths. I don't know why I keep saying.
Right.
Canal paths are officially pedestrian places for people to walk, but they allow bikes. And cyclists are taking that not to mean that pedestrians have right of way, we're allowed to have bikes, we're going to respect the area. They've taken that to mean, well, I'm just going to go fucking crazy,
Yeah.
and then if the pedestrians
I'm gonna
get
go
in the way,
fast as I
get
can.
out of the way, come on, move it.
I'm on my PB here, mate. I'm trying to beat my PB. Like, I was in Richmond Park not long ago, and everyone had stopped to let
Nice
some
job,
deer cross the
Alistair.
road.
Belmont
These
Legend just
cyclists went
resubbed
past
for
all the
22
traffic,
months. Sub.
easily doing 30 miles an hour. These lads were fucking caning it. It was a downhill stretch in Richmond Park. They were going so fucking fast, weaving around these deer, and they were like shouting. It's like, what are you doing? You're not in the Tour de France, mate. We haven't cleared the fucking route for you. You're just travelling in Richmond Park. Do some people have a massive stick up their ass?
Cyclists more so, I mean, cyclists do have something up their ass quite a lot of the time.
Here's a fucking stat for you. This is Bournemouth versus Brighton. Break in play to allow Bournemouth's Hamed Traore and Dango Utara to get some food and water because they're fasting for Ramadan.
It's Ramadan. Yeah, no, they were doing that at the Weren't they doing that at the World Cup or something? I don't know.
It wasn't Ramadan, was it?
No, but I think people fast. Maybe they were doing it last year for Ramadan. It's definitely not the first time they've done it.
So, as I understand it, and I'm no Ramadan expert. As I understand it, the deal is it's between sun up and sundown. You can't eat. Is that right?
Yeah.
So if you start playing and the sun is still peaking above it's still light enough, you can't eat before the game. Like if it's a 7:45 kickoff, maybe it's too late.
Pretty much.
That is fucking hard, man.
It's pretty hardcore. Like honestly, you gotta have respect for the fact these people do it. It's like, is it like a month long as well?
It's a month. Ramadan's a month.
They have to do that. It's like fucking jeez. And they gotta pray like 5 times a day. Like I just.
And this is a religion
willpower.
from a hot country. How you ain't drinking no water?
And they not allow water?
No, that's like the strict Ramadan. There's not even any fucking water. I remember one time we were in Richmond Park. Again, Richmond Park seems to be the origin of a lot of stories. And we were in the gardens there, which is like the sort of nice, what do they call it? It's like a nursery kind of area for plants and shit. Why would you take your dagger against against Puck? Don't bother. If Daniel maxes his Shadow Strike against Puck, he's a fool. And there was this couple sitting on a bench, and they were fucking. They looked so knackered. They really looked so fucking knackered. And we were like, "Are you guys all right?" They're like, "Yeah, it's Ramadan." I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm so sorry." And we were walking past, like eating and drinking, like Western infidels. We were just like stuffing our faces.
Oh no, I feel bad because there's a lot of Muslim lads at work, and I'm just me and the non-Muslim lads. I'll go off to the food market, gorge ourselves in this massive lunch. I think that they probably gotten used to it.
Oh, they must have.
But yeah, like someone said in chat, it, like change it because it's not a set time in the Gregorian calendar of a year. So like some years it might just be like at the height of summer when it's like fucking dawn is 5 a.m. and it gets dark. It's like sundown is like 10:30.
Really? So it's not like a fixed date like.
I don't think so.
Like my birthday, it's more like, oh yeah, it's just.
I think it does switch around because I think that on the flip side they also said something about when it's in like a sort of more wintry time, it's much better.
So Daniel has taken 2 levels in Shadow Strike. Jacob's not taking even. I mean, don't do what I did that one time and accidentally take 2 levels in Phase Shift, which was a big boo-boo and lost me the lane. But you should certainly take 1. You can dodge all of corpse damage with Phase Shift. That's all I'm saying. If you're good.
And it's off.
When you're at the South Pole, you have to follow the times of the closest Muslim community. How do you find a community? Is that based on country, or are they just saying there's enough Muslims there doing it at this time, it counts? Because the whole Mecca thing I get, you can figure out where Mecca is. But how are you meant to figure out where the nearest Muslim community is and what they're up to? I guess they probably have a website.
Maybe it's just the nearest mosque.
Could be the nearest mosque, that's a good shout. That's how I'd do it.
I mean, you say no that Daniel fucked up getting dagger, but he's really punished.
He is, but it's because Jake has been a goob. If
Yeah.
you're good, that's a loaded statement, Flax. In what way? I don't know. I don't even know what I said.
I have no idea.
I think
I
you
don't
read
know
a
if chat's
loaded
behind or
statement
not,
into
to be
whatever I
honest.
said.
Unload the
Radiant's
statement,
middle
please.
tower is under attack.
Do you mean when I said you're good as in you're good to go? Is that what you mean? If that's a loaded statement, I give up. You should probably ban me from Twitch. If I can't even say you're good.
So is the Ramadan like nearest Muslim community? Because there are some places where it never sundowns for like like months at a time. Is that for those places?
I think it's because you can't just say, oh, there wasn't summer here. By the way, Jacobs has Phase Shift but failed to dodge the damage.
Yeah, he failed to do it again.
You can dodge all of corpse damage with Phase Shift if you're good. Oh.
That's you're not wrong.
I mean, I don't know.
Well,
How
thanks
is that
for
a loaded
introducing that
statement,
knowledge.
dude? What are you talking about? No, that was something that
that's
I
that's
said.
A different guy.
No, that's what I said. I said you can dodge all of corpse damage with
Yeah,
Phase
but that's
Shift
not the
if
guy
you're
who
good.
said that was a loaded.
Yeah, but he's
statement.
pointing out what it was that they were talking
Right,
about.
I see. So you're not continuing the loaded statement.
Yeah, because I'm like, in what way is that a loaded statement? I'm not talking to that lad. But I mean, it's literally a statement of fact. Like, you can dodge her ult, you can dodge dagger, and you can dodge her E. Like, it's just a fact. I didn't even say but goons are shit. I'm just literally saying you can dodge it. Obviously, you need to time it right, because, for example, you can dodge her ult, but then you wouldn't be able to dodge her E or her dagger unless you did them both at the same time. You think loaded was the wrong turn of phrase? Yeah, I agree. Bast has gone Gyro 4. I feel like Bast has done a few good things, and then he's decided he's good, and is going to pick whatever he wants.
I think Gyro 4 is pretty legit though.
But can Bast play Gyro 4, is the question.
It's very easy, honestly. You just buy a fucking shard and then walk around rocks and thing.
Jido the Meticulous. Change your name to Jido the Non-Sub, who leeches off other people's hard work. My hard graft to play video games all day.
Do you think that would fit on the tombstone?
Yes. Leecher.
Leecher.
Jido.leech.
Not sure
Give
what
up, I
Gibber's
don't know
doing
about
here.
this, bud. Whoa.
Oh, yeah, he's dead.
He's dead. Bass gets first blood. Take
That's
it back.
just so fucking good, mate.
Take it back.
Oh, that's how it's done.
That's how it's done. This has been a interesting because actually Jacobs is ahead on last hits. compared to Quap, which is intriguing. But then again, Daniel is
It is Daniel.
a fucking moron, so...
What is he doing?
I don't know.
What is he doing? No, don't run, Jake!
I don't know why he's not killing the Quap. I think he was
Going
worried about
on.
getting shouted at. Does he not have Dream Coil? He has Dream Coil.
Yeah, did a pretty cool. Can't believe neither of these players build raindrops either. Raindrops feels like a very forgotten item amongst the goons. It's just not something.
I mean,
it's not fair, really.
Can I just say, you can't get them till a reasonable. What point in the game?
It's
would you
still
get them?
like 3 minutes.
Yeah, but so at
it's
that
not
point,
that long.
At that point, they're already balls deep in some other item in their mind.
They're already trying to build their arcane boots or whatever.
Exactly.
But,
So they're
yeah,
like,
it's pretty-
this is
Raindrops
not an
pretty
item.
tight. Bast, not a sub. Bast, not a sub.
Is he really not a sub?
Not a sub.
But he's from Germany, the powerhouse of Europe. The economic powerhouse of
Well,
Europe.
not anymore, mate. Not anymore.
Who is now?
Let's give it to, let's see.
It's definitely Germany.
I mean, it is definitely Germany. However, I feel like if Bast is a good representation of Germany, and if Bast can't afford a sub, then the rest of Germany can't either.
Oh, so you're saying it's no longer an economic powerhouse and Bast is the indicator, the economic indicator. Oh, I like that. Well, they're 6-0.
Like people are going to be, politicians are going to be pulling up graphs about how many things Bast has bought this year.
At the Reichstag.
Yeah.
Ja, guten Tag! I am the Minister for Digital...
What? Purchased as much as last year.
Bast, who is a Deutsche Mann, was unable to purchase his subscription to the PFlax Discord. This is a key economic indicator that the German economy is in flux. A state of flux! I'm going to Vienna next week. I'm looking forward to hearing just how Bavarian they all sound. Because honestly, in Bavaria, they're all extremely German. I'm thinking that Austria has to be even more German than Germany in a way.
I don't think I've ever heard an Austrian person speak.
Have you ever heard of Christopher Waltz?
No.
Really?
No.
You never
yes.
seen the film Django Unchained then? Or Inglourious Basterds?
I have not, no.
That's Christoph
I have
Waltz,
seen Inglourious
baby.
Basterds. So he's the antagonist.
He is Austrian.
Right, okay. I'm not very good with that. Oh yeah, of course Arnie's Austrian. That's my bad. I have heard Arnie
is an
but
Austrian.
Is he like the generic Austrian?
I would say not. I think he's more like an actual fucking farmer. I think it's like saying that Wurzel Gummidge is a good approximation of the English accent. That would be my guess. Also, I think his accent is particularly bonkers. Any Austrians in chat? I know that's a reach, but are there any Austrians in chat?
Jazz Hands has turned up mid. They want to fight. But it's not worked out well. They've done nothing.
Wolfm
is
1987.
an
Snutkin, you know what? I'm actually going to fucking time you out for being a fucking donkey, mate. There, have a day, Nutkin. Have a fucking day. Have a personal day where you work on bettering yourself, you idiot. So how much would you suggest that Arnie is like typical of the Austrian accent? Does he have just his own unique take on the accent? Does he sound like a fucking yokel? What's the deal? Stanis says, I feel like Austria is like if Scotland were English. But I don't want to go on feelings. I want to go on hard facts! Und data!
Und data.
Oh dear.
Well, Wolfram sounds like a guy from his region.
Klimt, yeah, Klimt. I think Egon Schiller was Austrian as well, I want to say. Any Egon Schiller fans in chat?
Never heard of him.
He's an artist. I'm going to look it up. I'm pretty sure he was from Vienna. Yep, he was Austrian.
He is.
It was one of my favourites when I was studying art A level. I loved Egon Schiller.
Oh,
I don't want to
nice.
admit it, but it's because he painted a lot of naked women.
Well, that's fair enough.
They all look like indie
Trouble for
chicks.
Banana.
Well, they've done a jolly good escape here, or they would have.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
This is a big old. This is a fucking Glasgow brawl right here.
G-Do is
Big
in.
dream coil. Jake, you've got spells! Why is everyone spamming? Why is everyone spamming legume? Are you trying to
don't
sneak
know.
something past? What's going
I
on
don't
here?
know. No, Spanish just said, "Hey chat, in 5 seconds, can you say legume and mud spam?"
Worthy twin.
Just wondering why. Tax the Lawmaker says, spam much? I'm going to time you out as well, Sunshine there. Have 25 minutes. That's Stannis. Stannis is a valued member of this community. You're not even a fucking subscriber, son. What's your tone? Shocking.
And he's the tax man. How can he not have enough money to sub?
He said tax the lawmakers. He didn't say he was the tax man.
Well, I'm reading between the lines here. If he is called tax and he is also the lawmaker, he must be making some laws and tax.
No, he's
Therefore-
not. He's called tax the lawmakers.
Oh, I see. Well, I've completely got the wrong end of the stick there.
He's not saying tax the lawmaker. He's saying we should tax the lawmakers, is what he's saying. It's like a kind of thing you'd say if you were really, really into Rage Against the Machine and you were like 15, you know?
Yeah.
Oh
shit.
my!
Oh Lord
This
in heaven,
is
this
bold.
has not gone well. This
This
has
has
really
gone
not
jolly
well.
poorly. Well played, Jake, mate. He's getting a well played, Jake, for that.
We definitely had that conversation before, but I wasn't concentrating. I didn't really understand why I was wrong. But now I understand why I'm wrong. However, it's still a little bit of a weird thing.
What is?
Tax the lawmaker.
I'm on board with it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
You're losing, Ted.
Dire's top tower
But
is
you
under
lost.
attack.
It's a thrilling match between Chelsea and Liverpool. Leicester lost again.
Well, they're
Well,
fucking.
they lose. Well,
They're
they've lost.
shocking, aren't they?
They are.
We've lost 2-0 to Brighton, but they are pretty good this season for reasons unknown.
Leeds did win. Oh, something's happened. Southampton are pretty much gone. I think Leicester's no hope.
I mean,
Honestly,
we're probably down. Honestly,
it's probably I don't know. It's a toss up between Forest. I think Everton seem to have steadied the ship a little bit. West Ham are probably just about clear.
I mean, I know if it
Beyond
comes
the
down to it, like a final day, it'd be very exciting. But at the same time, I can't vote because we've had some okay results this season, but we've also given up points quite often that have just been fucking dog shit. I'm concerned. But we don't have a team fit for the Premier League. Like, we just don't. We don't have a team or manager fit for the Premier League. Plague is not here, so we can do football chat. Look,
Well, even when he is here, we can do football chat.
it's true. We came up in one of the worst championship seasons I think there's been in recent memory. It was awful. We were not even very good, and we somehow made it up. We bought championship players as usual because we're a small club. We can't bring in big names. But Brighton were a championship club for ages, and then they've managed to put together a really good team. How hard is it to find a good manager? Apparently, we're not even going to try it. We've got Gary O'Neill. No experience as a manager, and he's our Premier League manager. What is that about? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Jesus, this pyre.
That's a hell of a pyre. Tip a random guy. Good heavens. 17-3. Let's look at net worth. Let's press F8. Boom! 88% win probability at 16 minutes. Call it! This is like Team Tundra versus the Goons. Brighton owner is Tony the Lizard. Oh god, what's his last name? Fuck. I've met him several
Tony the
times.
Lizard fuck.
Can't remember what his last name is.
Dire structures are fortified.
He's a good lad.
There's a hook in.
Tony Bloom. Tony the Lizard Bloom. Massive overachievers. Well, they've been in the Premier League for some years now, so you can say they're massive overachievers, or you can admit that they've actually been doing well. Zoe's gone in. This is bold.
Isn't overachieving a good thing?
Yeah, you'd think so.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, would you rather be an overachiever or an underachiever? Nice, random guy. Very nice.
Absolutely, Steve, mate. You let me know.
Is Steve a Watford fan?
No, he's a Liverpool fan.
But he's never... Have you even ever been to Liverpool? The Nest? Oh, well, I supported him when I was a kid, so it's alright. Where are you from, son? That's the team you should support.
Well, I don't want to dox him.
If you don't mind saying, where are you from?
I've done enough doxing, I think. Enough doxing for 1 year.
Fit for a queen.
To be fair, Light Luke is also a Liverpool fan, and he's the most South London boy you ever see.
It just makes me sick.
Oh, this is trouble for Rubik.
Oh, Jake is fucked up. No, he hasn't. He's okay.
Right, Shard is now done on Bast.
Radiant are scanning.
I mean, he cycled to Cinny's wedding. That was impressive.
That is very impressive. But also, he cycled through the entirety of France or something like that.
Sorry.
Do you reckon he's an arsehole on his bike?
Oh, he supports Liverpool because Michael Owen was at my school when I was 5. Pathetic. Pathetic.
I mean, it just happens, right? It's pathetic, but it happens. I can understand. Plenty of fucking lads that in my primary school or whatever supported Liverpool, and they'd never been, past the M25.
Wow, Dire are dreadful. Just don't. Why are you lot supporting teams from places you've never been? There's no connection to it. What's wrong with you?
Well, if I was supporting QPR when I was before I was 10 years old, no one would have any idea what the fuck I was talking about if I was talking to another kid.
Fuck 'em! Fuck 'em! Be a grown up!
Well, I was a kid, that's the problem.
Yeah, but you grow up!
I did. And I grew up to love a club that sucks.
Yeah,
really badly.
That's football.
And it fucking blows.
This is very poor. This has been very poor. If you are supporting a team because your dad made you do it, fair enough. Because I made my kids be Bournemouth fans. You have a familial connection. That is fair enough.
I know a household who supports 3 different teams amongst its family members.
Yeah.
Which I think is just poor.
Madness. Let's
get some unity around here. Come on. And they support rivals of each other as well. It's just poor.
I don't want to be sexist about this, but more often than not, the dad is going to be one who's into football. That's just the way it is. I know some women who are super into football and their partners are not. But the majority of football fans are blokes. That's just a fact. You can look at any football stadium. I'm correct. If your dad is a fan of a team and you say, no, Dad, I don't support that team, unless you hate your dad, get fucked. What's wrong with you?
Dire's middle
Some of my good times were going to the football with my dad.
Right, I never got that chance. Don't let your dad down. Frankie Gown says, guys, contrary to what Black say, you don't need to justify who you support. Have a day to think about that sentiment. You are incorrect. This is why small clubs are dying out, Frankie.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Because of arseholes like you. Oh, I support Arsenal because one time Thierry Henry smiled at me. Scum. Your non-league side is going to the fucking wall because of you. Congrats. All that history down the fucking drain.
middle tower has fallen.
Your dad let you down by being a Spurs fan? Oh, it must be so hard always being in the Premier League. We're in the Premier League all the time.
Yeah.
We've only had amazing players play for us.
Enjoyable watching people in like fourth complaining about how bad
We're so bad, we're only in sixth. Get fucked.
I just have to sit through the same season every year where we look like we're going to do something and then we just sink back to 14th to 18th place. Just rinse and repeat.
Invisibility.
Oh, they've only got Harry Kane and Son playing for him. Oh, poor woe is me. I'm a Spurs fan. We're only in the Champions League places. We've only got £1 billion stadium. Twats. How can you be fucking bleating about that? That's why I hate big clubs, man. Their fans are the fucking worst. Man U fans crying because they're only in the top 7.
So watching fan reactions after
I
Man U
love
lose
it.
is like
I love it.
one of my favourite pastimes.
I drink
it's
it
so
up.
good.
They cannot believe that they finally have to watch their team be dog shit like the rest of us. Welcome to the fucking party. Finally, you get to be a football fan. I remember all the fucking Man U fans when I was younger, all of them, rubbing it in everyone's faces. Oh,
Just
what's
such
in you sport?
cocky
A Man U, mate. We're
Fuck
the
'em.
fucking best. Well, get
Fuck 'em.
fucked. Every time they lose, I celebrated. Same with Chelsea. Cunts. Get them out! Right, no more football chat. I'm getting angry.
Oh well, we were just getting into the meaty stuff.
Yeah, we are. Sorry, you dominated the Premier League for like 15 years. And you're like, I can't believe we're not still dominant. It's like the hot hand fallacy as in a group of people. This game is over! Call it! You have Carry Profit, who's
So
not
far
even
we've
going
ranted
BKB.
about
Where Banana is going
retro
Silver Edge.
games,
I wouldn't say we ranted about
Man
it.
U
That was a
fans.
discussion.
Okay, it wasn't really a rant, but it was an impassioned discussion. We've got to have something lined up for Game 3. Here's a smoke. This is a rarity.
Arsenal was
And the
definitely had their period, but Man U were
They
definitely...
did, but Man U was for much longer. And, you know,
I mean, they won the
much
European
more
Cup,
dominant.
which Arsenal didn't. They were routinely like...
Radiant's top
The thing
tower
with Arsenal is they had bad seasons, right? And they had seasons where
Yeah.
they didn't do it. I mean, they had a period, the Invincibles, was that 2001?
Yeah, I think it's. Yeah, I think so.
I mean, they had one of the best strikers the Premier League's ever had. They had this amazing team. They had Wenger, who was incredible. But the battle was between them and Man U. And I want to say that Man U won more often than not. Like, even with a fairly sort of not amazing team, Ferguson managed to win in his last season as manager.
It's Fergie time, mate.
As soon as they lost him, There's a load of compilations of Martin Tyler being massively biased towards Man U. It's pretty funny.
Oh no, honestly his like commentary when like a Man U player scores the most simple goal
You're like,
versus his
oh!
commentary when someone does a banger.
Yeah.
That's a lovely goal. It's just like
Salah scored that. That's a problem for Man U. He scored that goal, and then someone will score. Like you said, a tap
that is
in.
Salah who has scored a goal.
Marshall! Oh yes! It's like, what the fuck is going on? I mean,
Yeah, Arsenal's big problem from back then was like pretty much as soon as they got their hands on a real quality player and they were looking like they were about to blossom, just let them go. We just can't pay the contract, mate. No, it's fine.
They were very tight. They were very tight. I think the issue that they had was, I think for a start, I think that owners were quite stingy. But they also, remember, they built that new ground, right? They redid Highbury. And I've said this so many times. Any team that builds a new stadium is going to have seasons and seasons of pain. Because it's so much fucking money to build a new stadium that you just can't invest in players. You just cannot do it. So you end up essentially putting all this money in and you don't have any money to spend on players. Loads of teams have done it. Loads of teams have done it.
I've completely neglected to mention the Dire team have only 6 kills this game.
Yeah, 6 kills. Oh my god, Star's got him!
Oh,
wow.
Yes. Oh, yes. Doesn't look like they're going to get off 6 anytime soon.
Jake?
Maybe they can get Daniel.
Daniel wants to die.
No, Daniel's got Aegis. Never mind. Daniel's alive. Daniel's very alive.
I'd give it to Daniel.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Jazz Hands doesn't think he's dying. Just call it, boys. It's 31-6.
Dire's top
You have 3 heroes on 0 kills. Axe is 2 and 9.
is under attack. Dire's top barracks has fallen.
This has been awful.
Dire's top barracks are under attack. Dire's top barracks has fallen.
I honestly think that if you look at the way that the players that Wenger was buying, first of all, he pretty much only bought French players for a while.
Well, because I am French. Oh, that's a lovely call.
Like Nicholas and Nelka, for example, I don't think would just fly under the radar these days. If you look at someone like, I mean, he brought in a lot of shit as well, like Remy Gard and guys like that. This Slark is enormous.
Oh.
But if you look at players like Patrick Vieira, I think cost 60 grand from Milan, right? Like, it was an unbelievably low amount. Thierry Henry
I don't know how much Henry. It was a substantial, a non-significant amount of money. But
Henry.
Yeah. So
I want to say it was 11 million.
Yeah,
I'm going to look it up.
I couldn't find my words there. But he wasn't like a super performer.
No.
Necessarily.
So at Monaco, he scored 6 goals. He scored 20 goals in 105 games. Because they played him on the left wing. They played him as a left winger. Then he went to Juventus and did nothing. He got 3 goals in 16 games. Then he went to Arsenal and became one of the best strikers of all time.
I think even his first season at Arsenal wasn't great.
Probably not. It was 11 million. So he reunited with Wenger. Wenger had him at Monaco. Nice jump, Alistair! Pascal Sigan, there's another prime example of Wenger dog shit. But I mean, oh, Eri equals Melt. I'm joining that one. I mean, my mates always made fun of, because when I was like younger, because I was born in Islington, my mum was like, you should be an Arsenal fan. So when I was like probably 17, 18, 19, I quite liked Arsenal, like followed them, and it was like their golden age. But I always preferred Bournemouth. Like if it was Bournemouth versus Arsenal, it would be Bournemouth.
Yeah, no, I like Arsenal a lot.
Yeah, I like them. I mean, they're a team. I like
used
them.
To,
I like the
I
way
used
they
to
play.
do the kiddie support thing. I had like an Arsenal towel and shit like that.
I had an Arsenal
like
towel as well. Believe it or not.
If it's QPR versus Arsenal, fuck them.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because the only games that I never saw Arsenal play, like I just was like when they were on the telly, and I would be like, oh yeah, I'm an Arsenal fan, but I wasn't. I was a Bournemouth fan, and I always will be a Bournemouth fan. They were the only team I've ever seen play. I've suffered through being a Bournemouth fan for about 30 years now, and that is my.
I don't want to be the sort of person that's just fucking like, oh yeah, I'm an Arsenal fan because they're winning.
Right.
I am pleased at the current state of affairs, but we're not going to start claiming things.
Right. But just imagine if QPR started doing well, it would mean more.
Yes, absolutely. Because oh man, it's been so shit.
Like, but the shit. I mean, Bournemouth and QPR less so. I think they've been they're obviously a bigger club than Bournemouth. But
we've had some ups and downs recently.
Yeah, it's true.
At the moment, it's very down.
It is very down.
This is one of the lowest. I think this is probably the lowest we've sunk in since I've started supporting them.
But are you still in the championship? You are, right? So
yeah, we're like 19th.
So
but I mean, like we've lost like the last 17 out of our last 20 games.
Let's look at the championship table. So QPR are currently 18th. You've lost 4 of the last 5. You're on 42 points. Huddersfield, Blackpool, and Wigan. I mean, those are
how many games have been played at this point, Ted?
39 games. So you've got 7 games.
16 games in.
Yeah.
16 games in. So that was a good, no, less than half of what we have now. We had 30 points. So in the last, whatever it's in 23 games, we've gotten like 12 points.
That is unfucking believable.
We were top of the table in the end of October.
So let me just look here. In August, you beat Hull, Watford. You drew with Rotherham. You lost to Blackpool. You drew with Sunderland. You drew with Charlton. That was in the FA Cup, in the League Cup actually. You beat Middlesbrough. Then in September, you drew with Stoke. You beat Millwall. You lost to Swansea. In October, you lost to Birmingham. You beat Wigan. You beat Cardiff. You lost to Luton. You beat Reading. You beat Sheffield. You beat Bristol. Like there are some wins there, because that's the thing in the Championship. I think that honestly, there is very little difference between the teams. Genuinely, the differences are a striker, and that means that those draws become wins, and that's it. Like we had Solanke. It's the only reason we went up was because Dominic Solanke apparently is too much for the Championship.
Well, I mean, when we went up, we had to wrap.
Right. That's all you need in the Championship, because the teams are very similar. They're very hard-working, grafty teams. Lot of lumps being kicked out of people. Occasionally you'll have like someone like Tarabt or someone like that who can actually play some football. But if you are a Championship team and you have a striker, congratulations. You either won the league or went up. Because most teams just do not have a striker.
Oh, strike force at the moment is comical, man.
What have you got?
We got Lyndon Dykes, who is he's now been nicknamed by the QPR fan base as the lamppost. Is he just sort of stands there, not getting much done. We brought I can't even remember his name now. He's like 36. This is like his last stint at a club.
You got Chris Willock.
Chris Willock. He's a decent winner.
On loan from
Arsenal. He had a great season last year. Then he got injured at the end of last season. He's been pretty mediocre.
So you've got Jamal Lowe on loan from Bournemouth.
Yeah.
He's
been all right,
28. He scored 3 times in 9 appearances for you. In terms of strikers, you've also got Sinclair Armstrong.
He's very young.
An Irish
Good
lad.
prospect.
He is 19. Sinclair Nomchukwu Armstrong. I'm going to try and pronounce it. Ntomuchukwu. So he's Irish, I would guess Nigerian. Let's have a look. I mean, his name is Ntomuchukwu Armstrong, so I'm guessing he's got a Nigerian
Charlie
mom
Austin
and an
left
Irish
a long
dad.
time ago. Well, not he left at the end of last season. He's gone to Swindon, back to his I think he started at Swindon, or at least that was his first professional.
So Lyndon Dykes is 27. He's an Australian who has played
he's meant to be Scottish, but he's played for the Scottish national.
So he place of birth Australia. He has.
Oh, I see. Sorry, I thought you meant national. I thought you meant international.
So Lyndon Dykes has 28 caps for Scotland and 8 goals. He played for the likes of Mudgariba. It's a semi-pro club in Australia. Merrimack, which is a football club in Queensland, Australia. And then he went to Scotland, Queen of the South, never played for them. He went to Redlands United in Brisbane, Queensland, scored 15 and 15. They went to Gold Coast City, played once, scored once. Surfers Paradise, Apollo, semi-pro club in Queensland. Then he went to Queen of the South again, scored 10 goals in 86 games, which is a shocking return. Then he went to Livingston, and then he went to QPR, and he's actually scored 26 in 100. So he's scored one every 4 games.
Yeah, but I think this season it's probably been a little bit lower.
Yeah. You've also got Tyler Roberts on loan from Leeds.
He hasn't. I don't think he's really played that
you've
much.
got Chris Martin.
Yes,
that's
that's the lad who's he's 35. This is his last fucking rodeo.
So he is 34. I remember him at Norwich. Chris Martin.
I think we got him from Bristol City.
You did get him from Bristol City. Let's see how much you paid for him. Short-term contract. So he just left. So you got him on a free. He has scored twice in 7 games.
Yeah, it's a quality, mate.
He is your classic championship striker.
Yeah, no, he's effectively just like the replacement Charlie Austin, but it's not really because we don't need a Charlie Austin, to be honest. I think we discovered that at the end of last season.
Was he no good?
I think it's just not really the way forward for the club. Just getting in.
Fixed just resubbed for 12
has-been for one last fucking.
But that's been your way for some time.
I know, but we need to stop that because
Yeah.
it's obviously not been working. We've just been stuck in a ditch for the last few years. No progress. In fact, we've gone back.
Nanesk says Bristol should really have a Premier League team given the size of the city. I guess it's a rugby town. When was the last time... Have Bristol ever had a Premier League side? Like Premier League. I'm not saying like Division 1 or the old Division 1. I'm saying Premier League. I don't think they ever have. I would say that it's not a
highest
football
they've got
town.
in the championship?
I would say it's not a football town.
I think they were in League 1 for a little while.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even say it's a rugby town. I just think the thing with Bristol is I don't think it's a big sport town. Like, I really don't. Like, obviously, I've spent a lot of time in Bristol. I would say half the people there probably hate sport. What is the hold-up here, by the way?
I think Aries just flipped a coin, so maybe they're doing something. Clavs is back in for another one. So is no. We had Larry Long.
Yeah.
This is cool.
This is I played with Epic Doom this morning. Picked Legion Commander. He was like, I'm going to play Sand King or Tide. I'd say, well, pick Tide. I think that'll be good. He picked Legion Commander. I lost my mind. I was like shouting, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? He was on Tide. He's on Tide. He's on Tide. Last second, he switches to Legion Commander. He did amazing. He absolutely... He got MVP. He was brilliant. He picked some great duels. He was superb. This was obviously an utter goon game. Like, it really was. People are concerned about balancing.
Well, haven't we got an Ariolanock to sort this out?
Yeah, I would have thought that would be Aries' job. I don't know. Maybe I'm going crazy here. So, I played as Snap in one of these games. That was the game with Epic Doom. He went 16, 2, and 20. I went 12, 2, and 20. Myers carried on Spectre. 8, 3, 27. Man, you're not invited, bud. I'm sorry.
5 seconds remaining.
He asked, shall I join this one as the lobby's going live? Like, I get it, dude. You don't want to do it.
Radiant
Just say,
back.
next time I ask you, no, because then I'll get someone else in.
Dire team ban.
Just be honest. Can't stand lies.
I told someone at work about what I do on Tuesday evenings. and they tuned in last week. When I asked them the next day what they heard, they just talked about Larry Lama. So
well, he's a chattable subject.
yeah.
Dire team pick.
Just consider me never available in the future. I asked you, and you said, I guess. And then when the in-houses were about to start, you were in a game of Dotes, as was Ashwin, and then you were muted and silenced on Discord, and you weren't even online. So, what are we meant to think, bud? Especially since, I don't know if Ashwin was lying when he said that you said you didn't want to do it. If you don't want to do it...
I mean, as in, he might have been joking.
But if I say to you that's a yes, like as a joke, just say, actually, no, count me out. Because otherwise, we would have got a third in.
Look, okay. I mean, you probably were joking. But you went AFK. Didn't say anything. You were completely gone. And just before you went AFK, you were saying, I hope Ted's internet is still down from Virgin Media so the in-houses don't go ahead. I didn't want to have to bring it up, but...
I don't know who to believe here. Because you lie 90% of the time in chat.
5 seconds
Well, Doc,
remaining.
Luke, you literally have not had any context on anything.
That was a joke, he says. Right, but Ashwin has cast these every fucking week, and we always joke about the fact that the in-house is going to be dog shit.
What I'm saying, man, I was here on time. Well, not on time.
I was late.
Here at a time.
Radiant team ban.
Bob makes a good point. Munt has never said an untrue thing. This is a good point.
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
I don't know what Ashwin spouted in voice chat, and frankly, I don't care to rectify any of it.
So you didn't want to cast anyway, so fair enough.
I mean, you were fairly non-committal. When you just went AFK and muted and deafened, I just assumed, alright, you didn't want to do it. I'm not going to make people cast the in-houses. Like, if I ask, like, if Plague and Asher said we don't want to do it anymore, I'd be disappointed, but I'm not going to, like, how can I force them to do it?
5 seconds.
I mean, it's pretty mixed messaging, you saying you want to do the in-houses, but then as soon as we finish our Dota game, you make no effort to do so.
Radiant team pick.
Drow Ranger.
I went AFK because it was like 15 minutes after you joined the voice chat and I saw you were casting on main menu. How was I supposed to know the game's failed?
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know, but...
Well, I think is I joined the Discord channel with Ted, just a fucking an inch away.
I mean, I would say to both.
I haven't had my audio settings on.
I would say to both of you,
God's sake.
if you're gonna be casting the in-houses, you can't be finishing a game of Dotes at 8:10.
It was a bad call. It was a bad call. We started a little bit later than we wanted to because it was hard to get stack, and then we had Eddie building fucking Midas Radiance Jug, so the game went on for a little while longer than we wanted. Yeah, almost as bad. At least you got something right.
They've got Drow, so I'm going to say they probably win. Oh, hello.
There's no eagle in this game, is there? No. I guess that's a cool llama here.
I reckon that's probably a
banned
cool
cool llama from carry.
I thought we did. I
feel like we've also banned Evil Teddy from carry at some point.
10 seconds.
Eri, are you in chat?
5 seconds remaining.
This is
it was a long time ago, to be honest.
A long time ago we were like, we can't have this lad playing carry because it's too easy. Like, they just win.
Mud's fighting back. You'd love to see that.
Is that true, Ashwin?
Well, I mean, we hadn't lost the game.
Did you win the game?
No.
Hmm.
The lads were still in it in heart till the end.
Eddie Smalls and Grubsy, shortly before they were both perma-binned, says Eri. No, we definitely banned other people from carry.
Ten seconds remaining.
But you also
Nice
said,
jump,
I'm pretty
Alistair.
sure we can win.
Calcerio just resubbed for 24
This
months.
is such a
Due
pointless
all big
fucking
ones.
conversation because you were the one inspiring the most hope out of anyone in the stat.
Radiant team.
So you might have said let's call GG twice, but you also were like, we can do this, lads.
Greg recently told me he wasn't my mate anymore. Said something like he doesn't have time for friends since he played Valheim.
10 seconds remaining.
No,
5
mate, no, I
seconds
can't be
remaining.
your mate anymore because.
To be fair, Bob, after some of your dates, I'm not surprised Greg dislikes.
Well, no, mate, no. Who is playing Drow? I reckon it's going to be NPR. No, wait, he tends to play offlane.
10 seconds remaining. Radiant
Epic
team
Doom was
back.
playing 3 this afternoon and seemed fairly content doing it, so he might be playing Underlord.
Yeah, and yet, man, I still managed to get him to cast all 3 in-house games. So your point is
Team
fucking
back.
moot.
What does Bruags do again? Let me know.
Yeah, that was about. I didn't realize Brag's changed. Brag's kind of. I mean, it's probably quite good if you're good at.
When did it?
microing.
How did it change?
It's instead of
10
getting
seconds
two
remaining.
charges of the ult, you just gotta like summon like a spare panda.
Oh, yeah,
all the
yeah.
time.
5 seconds
All right, so
remaining.
Which
for
is
anyone
not really
questioning
that
that, did everyone see that clip today of Crit not knowing that if you use your blink dagger past the max blink range, it gives you a shorter blink range?
He didn't know that.
He didn't know that.
Really now?
The clip had him. He was like, guys, why is my blink not blinking the full distance? And he would like set the arrow past the blink cast range and it would blink short. He'd be like, what the fuck? What? Like he had no idea. He genuinely had no idea.
To be fair, it's probably not
10 seconds
written
remaining.
down on the item. I feel like it's not.
I
Been
don't. It's not on the
changed.
item, but also I think
For a
Crit's
very
been
long-
playing Dota for a long time.
I know, but you know, it's just one of those things that's just not really that relevant. I mean, I
there's
speak
no
about it like
information.
once, like twice a year. Maybe.
Yeah.
That's it.
But there's no information in the game that says if you try to blink past max distance, you will blink less.
And it's not really noticeable most of the time. No, to be fair, if you hold Alt over the blink dagger, it says if you use blink to teleport a distance over the maximum range, you'll be teleported 4/5 the maximum range instead.
Ah. He forgot after the range indicators were added. That's fair enough. I mean, I'm not having a pop at Crit. I'm just saying there are a lot of... I was thinking about this the other day. How to describe to someone the fact that... Like, if you think about the complexity of Dota, we've got 120 or something heroes. You've got... Each of them, on average, has 4 spells. You then have the potential for multiple casts of that spell if Rubik is in the game. If Morph is in the game, you now have another set of casts of those spells. You then have to think about the interaction between which spell takes effect first, what is the effect of this if this is on, like the interaction between all these spells. All these heroes are unique, and you then have hundreds of items that all have a separate effect as well. It's fucking mad. It is mad how complicated Dota is. Like, it's not like everybody... Like, imagine if everybody's spells had a 10-second cooldown. Other than your ult. And everybody's ult had a 60-second cooldown. Think how much simpler Dota would be. If you just knew. He's cast a spell, it's 10 seconds till he can cast it again. Instead, some spells have a 2-second cooldown. Some have a 20-second cooldown. Some have less. Some have more. It's mad. It is absolutely mad. And you need to know this. If you're going to play a hero, you need to know how far you can push it. And it's crazy. We have a Spectre, a Slardar, and a Wendy. That's a lot of physical damage. Old school. Love it.
The Buck Futters.
Whoa. So if we look at Spectre, if you look at Spectral Dagger and hold Alt, Spectre flings a dagger to draw a shadow path, dealing damage and slowing the movement speed of any enemies along the trail. Units hit by the dagger also trail a shadow path. While treading the path, Spectre phases through the otherwise impassable terrain. Spectral Dagger applies an instance of Desolate to targets with no allied units within 400 radius of them. That's a paragraph.
I didn't know it applied Desolate.
That's a paragraph to describe one spell. If you look at Desolate, it just says deals bonus damage whenever Spectre attacks an enemy that does not have any allied units within a 400 radius around them. And for Dispersion, damage done to Spectre is reflected on her enemies, leaving her unharmed. And it reflects 20%. If you hold down Alt, it says the reflected damage is not dealt to Spectre. Illusions don't get this ability. Damage is reflected before reductions and is returned as the same damage type. Reality. Exchange a place with the chosen haunt. Creates a spectral nemesis to attack each enemy hero. At any moment during the duration, Spectre can use reality to exchange places of a given haunt instead of with. Well done, Dotes. Haunt illusions are uncontrollable. Take extra damage and deal less damage than Spectre herself. They ignore terrain. Those are all quite important things to think about, and they're hidden behind quite a lot of text.
The battle begins.
Cool Llama could well be dead here.
It is physical.
Well done. Well, you know what? Well done, Cool Llama, mate. And a courier.
Was that where was that? Was that in that was I believe a PFB.
That was a PFB, but not at the PFB location.
It
that
was
just
so I
at
think
that
that's a PFB plus.
I think that is because you had to walk face first into it, and they definitely did.
Oh, and now we wrote a movie's in. That's a nice double stun. We love to see that.
He did get the rune. I got the rune.
But I mean, that's a standard. Well, I guess.
Someone says they don't think the Slardar's Crush is physical in Dota. Slithering Crush, damage type, physical.
I think he was monologuing about how Hon stuns go through Magic Community if it's physical.
Oh, really? I mean, his Bash is a stun that goes through Magic Community, so that counts.
It is. There's no real.
Has Munt RQ
there's no like particular logic behind whether things go through BKB or not. They just do.
I mean, we had the other day, we were playing with a lad who didn't know that swap went through BKB. We were like, why didn't you swap it? He was like, who's BKB? We were like, what are you talking about? But if you don't know,
the fact that it's on stream as well will make them remember next time. Hopefully, I want it to be very traumatic. That's the ideal case.
All bashes go through Magic Community. I would agree with that sentiment. Basher does, Abyssal does, Slardar Bash does, Spirit Breaker Bash does.
I think people learn the best when they're in a stack with Miles. Because when you fuck up, Miles will probably tell you, and it will hurt when he does.
Yeah, it's rich. It's rich. Miles never talks. He can't be upset when his team fucks up.
Well, I mean, but it doesn't matter. People are terrified of him. I mean, like I love Miles. He's a great guy.
So wait.
I've definitely had a lot of people say, I don't think I can handle Miles.
Someone said Halberd goes through BKB. It doesn't.
It's not purged by BKB.
Yeah, there's an important difference.
We've got to be fully correct here. This is trouble for the Rax, maybe.
The Rax is going down.
You remind me of my old boss. Run in hell!
You cannot disarm someone with Halberd if they have BKB active. But if you disarm them and then they BKB, it doesn't help. They stay disarmed. There's a big difference.
My heart is hardened.
It's a bit like Maledict. But Maledict still does damage to BKB, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think it does damage, but it persists.
Isn't it pure damage though?
No, the status effect persists.
I'm investigating.
It's definitely not pure.
Yeah, it is definitely magic damage. Okay, yep. Yeah, but the effect does persist.
Yeah. So if you maledict someone who's BKB'd, when they come around from BKB, they'll still be maledicted.
Oh, apparently it does do damage. Interesting.
That's bollocks.
This is just like another case where like it doesn't really make a lot.
What do you mean it does damage through BKB as of a few months ago? Where are you getting that from? How? If it's magic damage, how? They changed it. Fucking idiots.
Is there any? I mean, there must be some other magic spells that do damage to BKB, right?
Level 25 magic missile. I mean, Reaper's Scythe stuns a target, then deals damage based on how much life is missing. Damage type magical, doesn't pierce spell immunity.
It doesn't pierce spell
but I'm
immunity.
sure it used to. I might be
I
wrong.
think Spirit Breaker's Bash is magical and it does damage to BKB.
I don't know if it is magical.
I think it is.
We can find out.
Nice jump,
Showing how much
Alistair.
we
So
know.
he has
Bellofa
bash.
28
It is
just
magical
resubed
damage,
for 60
but it
months.
pierces spell immunity. You're correct, Ashwin. See, though it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Get off my lawn!
Pathetic. Oh, cool. This Wendy's doing alright mid.
Yep.
Not a hero we see too much in the in-houses, the old mid Wendy.
No. I think it's really fucking strong though. Whenever I play against Wind,
It's
always,
terrifying.
always owning lands.
Yeah. I think if you're a Wendy main, it's very easy to
Yeah.
run over games. You get Maelstrom, you get Blink, and that's that. That's all you fucking need.
I think it's just one of those heroes that has like a really complete set of things for noobs in general.
She can solo kill.
It's got really high damage if
Yeah.
you land the stun, and there's a lot of trees about, so it's quite.
Like, let's think about what she gives you, especially when
Oh.
you get like the talents for focus fire, right? I mean, when it was on the Ags, it was like you just get an Ags and suddenly you're hitting for 1 billion damage. You get a Maelstrom, you shackle someone, you fucking focus fire them. The change was, for me, when you could run while focus fire. Because remember, you used to have to
Yeah,
stand
you
still.
have to stand still. That was a real pain in the neck.
It's fucking stupid is what it was. Oh, they got the Ryan.
But I mean, I think a big key to the fact that she's easy is having a spell like Wind Run just means that any lot of
match?
mistakes you make can just be eliminated
Yeah.
by pressing a button.
Yeah, you just win run.
Which is the same shit on like why like Bounty Hunter is popular among noobs. It's like if you make a mistake, well, just go with this.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Stannis says
Radiant's bottom tower
AoE
is under
Laguna
attack.
Blade works through BKB. Is that true?
Um,
Epic Doom? Epic
AoE
Doom?
Laguna
Just
Blade.
no? He's on your screen? No? Okay.
What does the Ags do on? Oh, the Ags makes you fly now, doesn't it?
On who?
Lena.
Really?
Yeah, it makes you turn into like a fucking bird, and you do like 40% more magic damage.
Wait, perma?
No, just for like 10 seconds.
Jesus, I've never seen
Yeah,
that.
it's like 40 second cooldown. It's not too unpopular.
I've never seen it.
You didn't need that.
I wasn't playing Dota when Lena was like uber popular. That's when I was sick of the game. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by AoE Laguna. I'm trying to think about that.
There was a line. She used to be able to make a line of Laguna
Oh
Blade,
yeah, I remember that. You could
which I
zap
think
someone
has
at the back. and-
Traditionally been pretty shit.
Oh,
Nice. A death.
Clavs just does that.
NPR is gotten quite a lot of blast hits.
Yeah, and he's dead because Evil Teddy pressed R. Congratulations. The Underlord's pretty big. Got most last hits in the game. Yep. I mean, I max Atrophy Aura against most carries because it's like damage reduction 25%. If you look at when he's under the effect of it, with Rubik as well, he hits currently for so little damage, it's very hard to last hit.
God. There's a TP in here from Evil Teddy. He doesn't have any spells.
Doesn't have his ult.
Oh, and here comes Claps. The fucking old man comes fucking ambling in. He's taking a lot of damage.
X marks the spot, pierces BKB. Let me get this straight, Eri. You want X marks the spot with its cooldown to pierce BKB. Does that seem reasonable? I think Gibbo might go down here. No? Possibly not.
Like Claps could be of help. Claps is dead.
Yes,
what is this guy doing?
Don't know. He's being a fool. Wow, NPR took no damage.
He's giving him the old free juke. Oh yeah, I did get given a bingo card this week, but since Plague has very conveniently had a broken PC.
Oh, his computer is broken and won't install Windows. Yeah, right.
He does seem to have a lot of issues when it comes to Tuesday.
It's remarkable. It's almost like he doesn't actually want to play.
I reckon if you plotted issues Plague had, Tuesday is a big one. Every other day he's very happy.
So Eri, if you think that making X marks the spot pierce BKB is what would fix Kunkka, I think that's silly. I think, for example, that one of the problems they have is that essentially most people play Kunkka like dog shit. And if you look at really good Kunkka players, I think they're enough to dominate the game. You've got catch, you've got team fight, you farm really fast. I honestly think most people just play him wrong.
He doesn't really suit the timing for the game, and he doesn't push well, so he doesn't really.
He hits creeps well.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter that much. You need. I mean, maybe if you had someone else to do the pushing for you, you kind of need that. Need that lad.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's courier has been killed.
I mean, one of the reasons they're not picking him is, I mean, I don't think you need to over buff him. I think if you're a hero who's getting like, oh my, Clavs versus Cool Armor. Are they going to be able to handle Clavs later on if he gets big? He is going Radiance.
I think they probably can, yeah. Honestly, they've got a lot of damage.
No. This is true.
He's got Clavs to go Radiance. Well, they certainly won this game. Actually, I mean, to be fair, Underlord is doing really well.
Yeah, Underlord.
So at least they got that going for them.
Were you in that game where we had the Underlord the other day? I think you were, right? We're up against an Underlord.
I don't recall.
I think we were. The issue was they had an Underlord.
Oh no, I do remember that. Yeah.
And we
was
just
yesterday?
Could not. I don't think it was yesterday. I mean,
it was when we wait. We had to. I was playing Spirit Breaker. You were playing
Snap, probably.
Yeah. Gibson was playing Clockwork, and he was mad that we weren't doing anything.
Yeah. Woo!
Oh. Well, Teddy's having a decent enough game too.
It was just like he just sat there. Like we were winning that game. I want to say Munt was playing Spectre, and I think they had a.
Yeah,
they had
Storm. They had
a sniper. Well, they're Tinker sniper or something.
Like we had the draft. Like we had them by the balls.
It just took time.
Get them past the Underlord.
It took like an
hour.
The
Lifestealer was also a problem. Like if you got caught out, he just punched you down.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up this game.
We just had to be patient. There was really no other way to play that game. As much as Gibson was crying about it.
Yeah, so they had Tinker, Lifestealer, Oracle, Invoker, Underlord. And we had Spirit Breaker, Storm, Spectre. So we're like the most anti-Tinker lineup ever. He went 5, 12, and 10. But the fucking Invoker went 2 and 10. The issue was that we just couldn't get on top of them. Because they just hid in like a semicircle around their tier 2s. And anytime we did go up, we seemed to bump into the Underlord. It was like, oh my god. And we couldn't kill him, because especially with the Oracle would turn up. By the time he's getting low, Oracle turns up. There's like nothing we can do. But I mean, you know, we got there. It was obvious. To me, it was obvious our draft was going to win. It just took a fucking forever.
This is settling into quite a slow one.
So, the thing with Kunkka late game is, he can do a lot of damage, absolutely, if you're massively farmed. And he does farm quickly, with Tidebringer and all the rest of it. But if you think about what you want from a mid, I don't know, I just feel like maybe he's a little slow compared to a lot of other mids. It's hard to say. I don't play him. I mean, if no one's picking him, there's obviously just better mids out there. Ah, that's a dead Necro.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, even if you just buff his fucking stat gain and shit, that might make a difference. You never know.
Is under attack.
He's kind of a classic Dota hero.
Yeah.
You just don't really see him.
Boat should be like an awesome spell.
It should be, but if they raised the cooldown and did something else with it, made it faster or something like that.
I feel like all these spells like Black Hole and stuff have been changed and made like fucking awesome. But Boat is kind of just stayed pretty similar.
The weird thing is, in the age of damage reduction, I always thought Rum would be quite a big aspect.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, when Tundra were doing all their thing, especially against teams who like to push with loads of little fucking creeps, Kunkka has crazy wave clear from safe, has catch, has team fight, and is tanky. And you kind of think, this hero should have something going on. Like,
That should help.
what if they replaced Torrent with something else, and when you shackle someone...
They're going for NPR here.
Yeah, NPR is going to try and
doing
get
well.
out of here.
He's dead.
He's going to get out.
They have a lot of damage.
What if they replace Torrent so that when you X someone, they automatically get torrented at landing?
Radiant structures are fortified.
And then you give him something else on his Q. Maybe a mobility spell. Oh wow, we wrote a movie. That is utterly insane. What are you doing, sir?
Deary me.
Wow, these are some bad Necro walls.
They have really fucked this one up. Oh. Evil Teddy's really doing a number on them. Oh my god. NPR's in and he wants to get out again. Mad Hops is going back through. What's going on? Mad Hops has stopped. Thank god. Yeah, give Kunkka a cannon. Why not?
I just honestly think if you make his X Torrent, like, it's already pretty bad. Anyone with an escape or with a BKB can easily dodge it. I know Plague always talks about the fact that so many, like, BKB is so core in so many heroes that if you don't have BKB piercing abilities, what is the point in you as a mid when we can pick someone who does? And I think if you look at a lot of heroes that go mid, they get BKB piercing shit in their talent tree, and just he doesn't. His shit is, other than his physical damage, is always essentially like, he's not even particularly strong. Like, Tidebringer is like once every few seconds. Oh.
What about if someone is killed under the effect of X marks the spot, you get a bonus 150 gold on their death.
So that didn't help with Axe. I think heroes that scale based on how many kills they get has been a legit failure. I really do. Like, Axe has not picked up because of this stupid you get armor thing. Hasn't worked. Because the problem is, if you don't get the dunk kills, congrats. Your hero is now worthless. And presumably he's been balanced around the concept that he could end up with tons of armor. But it's like, what if you don't? Well, then you just suck. I mean, he does have a BKB piercing AoE disable, if you want to call it that. So it's not nothing. But you don't see Axe in games. Because why wouldn't you just pick something else? That was nice from WeWroteaMovie. That was nice. Lads, do you want to get this this lad here? This Underlord? Oh, the swap?
Decent swap. Oh my god, look at the damage.
These are some of the worst Necro ults I have ever seen.
I don't know if Clavs is like...
Clavs has landed
right.
1! He has landed 1 in the whole game, and he's casted a lot.
He's now going Kaya. I don't know what's going on in this game. How about Kunkka just summons a massive fucking shark?
A big shark that chases people around.
Shark or like an
Anyone
orca or
hit by
something.
the boat has a shark nomming on them.
Well, he could be
them down.
like a, you know, the old Moby Dick style. He can summon a big old sperm whale.
Yeah, get the sperm in there.
If there's any giant squid about, the sperm whale can fuck it up.
What is his shard right now? Let's have a look.
It makes like a little wave that pushes people about.
Oh yeah, that's not too bad. I mean, my issue with it is it's very similar to Wendy, right? It's like, it's not different enough from Gale Force. In fact, it's worse than Gale Force.
Well, it does actively knock people back, and there's not much they can do about it. Gale Force just sort of stops.
Yeah, but it persists, doesn't it? Gale Force sits there for a while. I mean, you could make him stronger earlier, give him better stat gain and stuff like that. That might help. Like, he doesn't need to be good at every stage of the fucking game. Very few heroes are.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It would be cool if he had like a whirlpool ability to. But I guess his tidal wave almost like does that anyway. I'm just like talking about things that can suck people in and hold them in place.
I know that they don't like to just have repeat abilities. So if you look at Enigma's Black Hole with the Axe Shard, which sucks people in, if you go for, oh, it's just kind of like that, I think they're genuinely against that because it's too samey. You know what I mean? You don't want to have two heroes, very different roles with basically the same spell. You kind of want to ignore that. I mean, in terms of late game impact, what would be, say, Void Spirit's late game impact once BKBs and all the rest of it come out? Does his damage scale particularly? He seems like a mainly
I think it does
spell-based.
scale pretty well. I mean, he scales with the fact that BKBs go down. That's really about it.
But then Kunkka should as well. So I think maybe if we just up the potency.
Doesn't really have that burst that Void Spirit has, where like Void Spirit can really punish you and get in and get out if you.
So alright, so let's look at heroes that go mid that are currently popular. I honestly think Kunkka's biggest failing is he has no mobility without a blink,
a
right?
successful Necro.
Like, he doesn't have mobility without a blink. And that's true of a lot of heroes. And if you could pick another hero, like, say, Puck, who has some AoE and farm and team fight and stuff like that, and also has some escape with his phase shift, or their phase shift, and with, like, you got Jaunt and all the rest of it. Like, those are things that Kunkka doesn't have. So maybe if we gave Kunkka some mobility, that's why I'm saying if you tied his Q to X, maybe that's better. This Slider's an ish.
I think the X thing is actually quite a cool idea. Do you rate that?
What, as in give it max range at level 1?
No, the torrent thing you mentioned earlier.
It's just an idea to give him something so that there's no chance of missing.
Because they did that with
And then you can stick another spell on his Q.
I think they did that with Ricky. Because Ricky used to have Backstab as a separate ability.
Right. Yeah, he did.
And then they combined Backstab into the imp.
I'm just saying, what if instead he had something like, some spell like Nautical Cove, and he gets on a little boat and rides forward. Woo! Oh, the bounce! Oh, this could be close. Does Teddy have the health? He doesn't have any regen.
He has
He's
arcane
running.
rune, so he
He's
can keep
running. He's arcaned up. He's running from this skull. The skull is coming. He's okay.
Coin for me.
How did that work out for Ricky?
It's not really about how it's worked out. It's just a thing that happened.
But he is getting picked.
Tower is under attack.
He is getting picked. Or he was. I mean,
he seemed pretty strong in some of the games we've been in. He gets like a diff blade really early. He can fuck people up. Maybe in pro games he's only getting picked for his shot, but I've definitely seen him carry, and he's definitely fucked us up.
Heretic says, giving every hero a mobility skill ruined HOTS. Don't want to go down that avenue. I get that. I mean, you could turn him into more of a carry, if you gave him the stat gain, and then it's like worth farming him up because he gets a stat gain. But the problem he's always going to have is he is a strength hero. If you look at a lot of the strength heroes that are carries, it's like Wraith King's in the bin. Lifestealer is very strong, but it's because of all his spells, right? It's not because of anything else. What are we gonna do here? Wow, this fucking Wendy just doesn't want to dive this Necro. They got him.
They've killed all of them apart from NPR.
Yeah, NPR didn't want anything to do with this for some reason. Had everything.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Undying should be able to TP to anywhere he's died on the map. Fuck off. That hero's already very strong. He doesn't need any help.
Radiant's top
Man, what is Ape War? I saw it on the Steam store and I was like, this looks like a monk game, but it also looks dog shit.
So a monk game.
Like, my issue is, like, I can't, during the day, I'm trying to avoid multiplayer games because it's often hard to get the lads together. That's all it is.
Dire's middle tower
Because increasingly
has
the
fallen.
lads are, like, having jobs and shit. Why not take the time for a decent shackle there, Teddy? You had so much time, but... You cannot stream Ape War, half the names are slurs. Oh, well then why suggest it?
What sort of slurs are we talking?
I'm going to assume racial slurs, I mean...
Well, I mean, is that really a great game to be advertising? Just saying, lads. If it's like fuck, then fair enough.
Dire are scanning. Your shrine has fallen to the radiant.
Is it one of those online games that just has no fucking control at all?
Player username.
Yeah, no, obviously.
Well, they're
player
not based on Steam username. It's just like whatever you want to call your character.
It's a quid. Alright, well, I mean, I'm not going to
It's
play
a
it.
quid to view racism live.
I'm
Yes!
not going to play it. So, it was in my discovery queue. I mean, it could be 2p. I'm still not going to fucking play it.
Oh, trouble for NPR.
Well, call it.
When you get to hell.
We're at 86 to 14. This drow has really not
We're at
done
86
it.
to
The drow
14.
is 1 and 4. 26 to 13, sorry. Whoops.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I'm probably not going to play Crab Champions, I'm sorry.
It looks pretty interesting, but I wasn't really that into Risk of Rain either, so you know, if it's just a game the lads could enjoy.
Radiant's bottom tower.
I just don't know how I'm ever going to stream it or who with. Like, I've seen it, it just doesn't interest me, obviously. Risk of Rain was like okay, but it's very repetitive. I mean, I realize it's silly saying that when I play, you know, Dotes and games like that, but if the gameplay loop in Dota is much more interesting to me than the gameplay loop was in Risk of Rain.
Yeah.
Because every game with those feels different. It feels like
look at the damage on Teddy. Holy fuck.
Swap him!
What's going on?
I bet the Rax doesn't know. I guarantee the Rax does not know that swap pisses BKB. I'm gonna go on a fucking limb here and suggest a goon doesn't understand the fundamentals of a spell they're using.
Illusion.
New Total War DLC, as in Warhammer Total War? No, probably not. It was okay. I just found like, oh my god, they got the Necro. So my issue with the Total War game. Oh hello.
Oh, Teddy's fucked. The neutral creep got him.
Oh, that is unfortunate. My issue with it is that stop focusing the Underlord. What are you doing?
Why is the Slavers running in when they lost their win?
I know, and more to the point, Cool Llama has also gone in.
Alright, Cool Llama's gonna get.
He does get the
they're doing it.
drought.
They're doing
They are
it.
actually doing it. I take it back.
Lads.
They're actually crushing.
I'm wrong.
Crack on, boys. Crack on. My bad.
If you win
All
this
right.
game within the next 5 minutes, I'll be very, very impressed.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Not tonight. I did play Not Tonight, I think. But you're like just a young lad who's responsible for managing who gets in and out of the club. Like again, a lot of these games, it's like it's kind of like Papers, Please. It's like, yeah, but Papers, Please is just better, isn't it?
Oh, this is death to Cool Armor.
He's got Aegis.
Oh, it's Aegis. Okay. Wind is TPing in.
That's a triple buyback, by the way.
Yeah.
Epic Doom, Gibbo, and the Rax all bought back. I still don't think the Rax knows that Swap Piss is BKB. I'm happy to go on the record and say that.
Every coin helps.
I don't want to make a communist utopia. I don't think such a thing exists.
You've offended half your Discord.
I'm not a communist.
Oh, nice shackle.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Double damage.
Come on, let's wrap this one up. Don't know what Teddy's doing here. This feels like a bit of a confusing play. Same for Madhops. He's out.
It's been poor. The last two games have been poor. Eri sorted out.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So I've got Dredge, and I keep thinking about streaming it, but then I don't know. I'm in a weird place at the moment where I'm not sure what I want to play. I think it's because I was so into Long War, and then it was just such a fucking colossal disappointment. Because I was like, all right, this is gonna be fun. It's just more XCOM, but instead it's like, yeah, but imagine more XCOM for people who fucking hate themselves. Like that's pretty much what it is. Like it actually gets unfun very quickly, and it's annoying because I would love to play more XCOM, and it is literally just more XCOM, like more fights, you know, more lads, more classes, but then it's just like, what the fuck is going on? What, like everyone's like, oh yeah, no, you got to do this, you got to do that. You make one mistake, the game gets away from you like lightning fast. So you could just never fucking... You have to play perfectly. Like, if you're going to make a mod that's only for absolute giga sweats, at least give me a difficulty. Like, I'm playing on the basic difficulty. The difficulty that's, like, not the easy mode, but the one up from that. But that essentially is like playing on the hardest difficulty on regular XCOM. It's ridiculous. We could do RimWorld again. The problem with RimWorld is I get into it, and then it does start to feel like work after a while. I was gonna get the Pokemon mod for it.
There's a Pokemon mod for
Yeah,
it.
where you can raise Pokemon.
I would absolutely get on that.
Yeah.
I reckon your daughters would be into that as well.
I'm not gonna play games with them. Fucking hell.
After the Half-Life 2 demonstration,
They've called it. It's over.
Nice. I think they did it within 5 minutes.
Yeah, Harry was the one who told me about it. He was like, you can literally raise your own Pokemon. I was like, alright, and they all have abilities and shit. I was like, that actually sounds pretty funny.
That's pretty low.
But I don't want it to just be that. Like, I want to be able to use other mods as well. And I don't want to replace all animals with Pokemon. It would just be nice to have them as an extra. But we'll see. I'll have a look into it. I haven't played it in a wee while. Anyway, the last 2 games were fucking dog shit. What are you going to do? Happens. It happens.
I don't remember anything about any of these games.
No, it doesn't.
There was a long chat. The first game was entirely taken up with retro talk.
Yeah.
Did not cast a thing. The second game was a lot of football talk.
Yeah.
Not much chatting going on.
Yeah.
The third game, there was some casting happen.
There was.
But I don't remember anything that happened apart from that Clabs was really
I think the issue was that both of the second and third games were basically over fairly early on. And I don't know if it's a balance issue or a lack of players issue, but it happens. Some weeks we get 3 good games, some weeks we get 1 good game, some weeks we get no good games. It happens. It's the nature of the in-houses. It's hard to balance. Anyway, Ashwin, and Ashwin only, thank you for casting with me this week. I appreciate it. Plague couldn't make it.
The Plague was...
Maybe.
To be fair, I reckon a lot of people don't like the extensive football talk. Plague keeps us in check.
Yeah, but we don't normally talk about that. And to be fair, I'm away. I'm here next Tuesday, but then I'm away. I'm going to Vienna, so I won't be casting. I will be casting next week, but not after that because I'm away.
Okay.
Anyway, I will see you next time. Cheers for casting, bud. Take it easy.
See ya.
I'll see you lot tomorrow. Cheers for watching. Take it easy. Peace out.